Well, they've already kicked off at 1:37.
Absolutely. Well, to ruin my intro, Graham, thanks for that so much. This is the Volley. We are live with something a little bit different today. Me and Dan have got a third person in our strike partnership today. So let's just get straight to it, and we'll see you on the other side of the intro.
The following has been brought to you by SJP World Media.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror.
Indeed, I am magnificent Matt Lewis, and I'm joined as always by my strike partner on my right, Mr. Dan Griffin. How are you, young man?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Ready to look at this game. Never watched it before. Absolute classic. Had a bit of a morning. I did pre-warn you and our guest that I may be on one today, so enjoy that.
Thank you for the heads up on that one. And the man who is responsible for us being on air this afternoon and not covering...
No, he's buffering.
He had this earlier.
I thought he was just saying about me lost Kirkes again. We've got the voice, but not the sight.
Well, that's a bonus for the people watching.
Anyway, it's Graham. He's just down there.
I'm here. Yeah, we're 2 minutes in. Can we mention at Good Bad Sport at some point? I did change my handle today deliberately for this. So for people who are not familiar, this was my side project when this last summer I was supposed to be reviewing my whole road trip, culminating in the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska with Jackson. Got home, we visited 10 stadiums, 17 days, and got all the notes for day one. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not bothered about recording. I was like, oh, great. We did this all this material and can't use it. So I was like, the thing I like most about it is doing the research about things that are kind of just to the side of what I'm actually looking at and things that he's not going to know about and things that me just wanted to know a little bit more. So I started Good Bad Sport. And one of the things I quickly realized is I keep seeing stuff and I'm like, I don't know anything about that. I should know more about that. And why it took nearly 30 episodes to realize, oh my God, the biggest sport in success for England, as far as I can think of, has got to be the World Cup. And I know nothing except for pretty much that last highlight that pretty much probably everyone's going to see and has already seen is the final goal and Kenneth Wolstenholme's commentary. And so I was like, no, I want to go back. I want to go back, look at the all the games leading up to this. And I watched some of the games. I watched the quarterfinals, the full game, semifinals. I couldn't find the highlights. And I started to watch the final. I was like, you know what? There's got to be other people who'd be interested in watching this. And the first two people I could think of were you two. Now, you did mention the clip that we're using is actually, I believe, the was it for the 50th anniversary that they used this? I'm not 100% sure. So Dan's already told me he has not seen this. Matt, I didn't ask you. Have you ever seen the final before?
I have seen maybe 2 minutes, and that's from clips when it's been on other football shows. And of course, the infamous Kevin Wolstenholme voiced goal from Jeff Hurst. I apologize in advance if my connection decides to be sponsored by Dan Griffin today, but unfortunately, I don't know why it is. I'm right next to my Wi-Fi box, so I have no other idea why. Seems to be holding for now, but a bit like Arsenal's hold on a title challenge, it's fading fast.
Well, Dan, at least we might be able to get a word in edgeways this time, so that might be we can make the most of the opportunity.
I actually listened to Good Cop Bad Cop just this morning, and I'm very much glad that we won't be able to at least hear the commentary, because I really wouldn't want Matt to think he's a professional and start critiquing other people's performances. Like you know, somebody who's done less than 10 shows criticising Michael frigging Cole, one of the best of all time. Yeah, so here's hoping Matt's connection does have a few little shit hits.
Well, I used to play football in primary school, and I've actually attended a training session with Gordon Banks. So if there's any goalkeeping issues, I feel on the same level. I think I could probably critique those as well.
Oh, yeah, I live down the road from one of York City's players, so I think I'm about as qualified.
Okay, let me ask a serious question. Matt, we'll let you off the hook for a second with this serious question. So the comment I made earlier is, I think this is England's biggest sporting moment. If it's not, what is? And if it isn't, if it is, what's the second biggest moment? I gave this a little bit of thought. It was kind of tough because most of English moments are losing. Like the first one that came for me was the 1990 World Cup semi-final, but England lost that. It's kind of tough. I was thinking of possibly the hockey at the Olympics, but that's not that big of a thing. But that would be from my generation as well.
2003 Rugby World Cup win, beating Australia in the final.
That's a good one. I think with the time difference, I was actually watching that with an Australian teacher who was on the same exchange program as me, because I was like, well, I want to watch it. I knew he would want to watch it. So, yeah, I'd forgotten about that, actually. Yeah.
I mean, with regards to, are you talking about as a team or are you talking about individual? Because individual British and English successes are very different sometimes.
Sure.
I mean, as a team, I think anyone that comes close maybe is the aforementioned 2003 Rugby World Cup win. I got up, ate breakfast and watched that game. I've only watched 2 games of rugby in full in my life. That was that one and a game in Scotland when I went last year. I've watched 2 games of rugby in full ever, and I enjoy both of them. So clearly, I'm a good luck omen for that side of things. You talk about the semi-final loss. But let's not forget, of course, that England also, in very recent times, made European Cup final and World Cup final. Both losing efforts on both occasions, but made it.
England cricket winning the 50 over World Cup. When it went down to the super over, when the ball flew in and it came off Ben Stokes' bat as an accidental deflection. We took it right down to the wire.
Absolutely fucking mental,
incredible.
Absolutely fucking mental.
I have not known as many people be into just on point with one-day cricket as it was then. I'm trying to think what year it was. Basically, anytime win the Ashes is good. But
sure, yeah. I think the difference for me with the 2003 one, I was in America at the time, so it was literally me and the Australian. We watched it, and then that was it. So it wasn't like the following day you were talking about it at the water cooler moment, as they like to call it over here. But yeah, I think if it had been England, that would have been completely different. So
yeah, of course, that would have been pre Your Good Lady, of course, wouldn't it? Of course, back nowadays, wouldn't it? Of course,
yeah, by quite a while.
Indeed. The boss is in, so I can't exactly get it right. So I think it's shoulders back, watch out for the shoe, basically.
Shoulders back, sits out, watch for the shoe.
All right, shall we answer the question that we had from the boss at this point? So the original question was, why are we watching in colour and not black and white? So the intention was to watch it in black and white. And I said to Matt, I said, look, I'll send you the link later. And then because I was at work. And anyway, you found the link, you sent it to me. But the problem was the times didn't add up. So first half, 45 minutes plus whatever the ref allows, 45 minutes. And then we know, no spoiler alert, this is definitely going to extra time. There's another 30 minutes there. So that's got to be 2 hours straight away, even with nothing else. But the clip that you sent was only like an hour 37. And I can't tell what's missing. I did check. The first half was all there. The second half was missing bits. And the extra time was there. So it was a case of, I can't tell you what's missing. Like the controversial goal, I believe there's a controversial goal that might happen. Like, is that there? Is that without watching the whole game? I didn't know. So for that reason, I wanted to make sure that we had everything. So the only one I could find that had everything in it was this version that was in color. If we'd have thought about it a little bit earlier, Matt, once again, I thought about this about 10 minutes before we came on air. What we should have done is watch the first half in black and white because we know that's all there. And then in the second half, watch it in color. And then we could watch the rest of the game out. But hey, too late.
That would involve doing actual work, Graham. If you send
that would require having 2 links. I know.
I got confused and wandered off and got stuck in the washing machine.
Well, your word, kid, not mine. That's funny. But thankfully, I have plenty of wine, so it's fine.
Oh boy, have you posted the YouTube link so people can watch along with
the YouTube link is YouTube link is posted. It is posted, and actually, site also reposted it earlier as well.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Also,
absolutely.
thinking about England team. Sorry, just going back to cricket, the 2005 Ashes win.
Oh yes,
Australia.
Yes. I don't think
that was massive.
I think that it was something people actually got into cricket for the first time at that time in a generation. It felt like
because Australia had won 8 in a row.
Yeah. It feels like they've won a lot since as well. To be fair.
So one thing you've got to tell people, Matt, since I ruined your intro, is that we're not actually starting from 0. So if you have this already opened up, you need to move to 1 minute and 37 seconds because that's really convenient. And I have it at 1 minute 37, and I already missed the kickoff because I can already see the ball is past the center circle, and there is a German player running forwards. But
I actually watched this, and they actually missed the actual kickoff on the actual footage. They genuinely missed the kickoff on the footage. So yeah, we'll get that moment. We will quickly glance at the lineups because we do it all the time here on the Volley. But typically trying to find a copy of the lineups with the Germans actually included is not easy. English side, not a problem. Finding the German side is very tricky. Together, anyway. So, Dan, we'd like to go through with your expert German analysis from the 1960s and tell us the away team first.
Well, everybody knows Beckenbauer.
Yes, of course.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
I was
apparently Sealer held Emmerich. I don't know why he held him, but he did.
I mean, I didn't know if you'd briefed Dan ahead of time, but I wondered if he was going to tell us the formation was like Eins, Vier, Zwei. Is that Vier again? Something like that. I was kind of getting my. I was kind of wondering if you were going to go for that formation. Now, Matt, I don't want to be critical. I don't want to be critical, but that formation you got there is not the same formation that the BBC coverage has. So the black and white version has it as a 4-3-3 for both sides. So that is not what's listed there, but that's what I have in my notes for my episode that I'm reviewed the semi-final. That is out now on Good Bad Sport. And then this Wednesday, got to do my last bit of promotion. Wednesday, I'll be reviewing the final, although I've kind of done everything I need to. This is just to watch it properly and see.
I'm planning to send you the audiogram so you can release it as podcast form if you want to.
I was hoping that you might allow Good Cop to release this as a possible alternative Christmas cracker.
I'd be fine with that, yes.
Because then I thought I could put the two things together, and also it means I've got nothing else to do for the rest of the year then as well. Sorry,
like usual then. Okay, fine.
If we can put aside the planning meeting for a second, the boss is commenting. I don't think anything would compare to the Football World Cup win. Cricket and rugby may be big deals too, but not the same level, surely. Football gets more casual interest too, I would say. Football is definitely a more watched and bigger sport than those two combined. I think they were the cricket and rugby, the Ashes win and the Rugby World Cup win were the pinnacle of their respective sports in this country. It would have attracted a lot of new eyes, but obviously not a vast amount of people stayed on and stuck with the sport, let's say. But it's the only thing comparable in team sports, to my mind, that I could think of involving an England team. If you get into individual stuff, then there's all sorts out there. You could look at Lennox Lewis unifying heavyweight titles for boxing, and Andy Murray winning Wimbledon. If you want to go British, because as we all know, he was British when he won and Scottish when he lost.
You could say Lewis Hamilton, the most successful F1 driver of all time. You could say, for example,
can you mute him, Dan, please?
Nah, I think I found that if you just let him keep talking, he'll dig his own grave.
I didn't set this up just so you could talk F1.
I mentioned it and moved on.
Okay, it's 10:59 on American time, so I think we must be getting pretty close to kickoff.
We are indeed, which therefore means that we should do what we normally do as we approach kickoff on the Volley, and to remind people, we obviously stand against racism. As we approach kickoff here on the Volley, we would like to remind everybody that we at SJP World Media all support
the Kick It Out campaign. Equality for everybody, regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. Let's kick it out together and enjoy the game we all love together.
All right, I got my finger paused over the play button.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Just read what you said. Thank you very much. Okay, so if we are all ready, gentlemen, okay, Graham, you can say press play when you are ready, sir.
Play ball. Oh, sorry, wrong sport.
I mean, it's weird seeing it actually in colour.
Now, this was one of the things. I did look at my notes because I wasn't sure I actually had any for the podcast. I was like, oh, shoot, I think I forgot to do this. Thankfully, I did it weeks ago. One of the first comments I wrote down was, the standard of passing in the first 10 minutes is absolutely awful. Like, the kickoff, it just went straight out. There wasn't even a player close to it. So
yeah.
I don't know, we see that plenty in modern football. There's Bobby Moore.
Absolute legend. I mean, it's so weird seeing them in their youth. I mean,
Bobby Charlton.
Oh gosh, I made a mistake, haven't I? Putting Matt on with 22 young athletic men. Oh boy, this could be a problem.
Excuse me, Graham. I do it every week. It's fine.
It's why we're not allowed to see him from the waist down.
My hands away, you can see them.
yeah, but Chris isn't. So I did warn you all I was on one today.
Yeah, Chris is at the gym. It's fine.
Now, there's one. See, one of the reasons I've enjoyed watching some of these games is, and for you guys, it might be the first time, is look how close the cameramen are right to the field. Like, there's like 12 people. There's like 6 either side of the goal. They are really, really close. There are some things that look very strange to the modern eye.
And of course, there's the old Wembley as well, of course, with the old gravel traps and everything.
Yeah. Another great pass.
That was an awful pass, yeah. Mind you, Liverpool at the worst this season. I've seen a bit of that.
Yeah, with 16
Si's got a depressing stat for us. Out of all the squads from that World Cup tournament, England have the least amount of surviving players still with us.
Oh,
that's
just
quite
one.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, squads. I apologize. Squads, not players from the actual game itself. It's just one from England now. It's just Jeff Hurst. I believe it's either 2 or 3. I can't remember because one died when I started to take my notes, actually. So
now that you don't see very much. Did you see Bobby
back
Moore
pass?
there come and just back pass it in stands? That's what baffles me about watching football sort of this old. A great one too by the German player off the English player.
Oh, I did this service. There's way more than 6 people by the side of that goal.
Yeah, there's loads. But yeah, because I remember I've gone back and watched a few clips of Ray Clemence for Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to meet him at the 2015-16 season League Cup final, and spent a little bit of time talking about Mignolet and his various deficiencies as a keeper. And then a few days later, had a look, and seeing the back passes and whatnot, it's just so bizarre. And it's a rule change that was definitely for the better.
Yeah, I think it said the 1990 World Cup, because I actually looked to see when the rule was brought in, and I think it was the 1990 World Cup. It was actually 94 World Cup, because I think it was the Irish team, because it was in the US. The goalkeeper held the ball for, I think it said like 6 to 8 minutes of total time, which out of 90 is absolutely ridiculous.
On that note, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? I think about the rule change from next season that keepers must release the ball within 8 seconds, or be a corner given to our side.
I like the idea to speed up the game. I do worry about, though, if there's an injury or something. I don't quite know how do you let them know? Look, I got I don't know. I guess that might be one thing that gets figured out.
The broken leg will give it a clue.
Yeah, in theory, I like the idea. But yeah, what if you if you're diving? That you always have to get up as well. That takes a little bit longer. Like if you're catching it and you're on your feet, is that 8 seconds?
Is that actually coming in?
It's coming in at the start of next season. Yes.
Yep.
1 second, guys. I am still here. We need to quickly adjust something quickly.
Okay. So, well, I think you might have answered one of the questions I was going to ask during the show, Dan, which was, what's the, with the exception of this now, what was the earliest game you can remember you've watched?
Excuse me.
On TV?
On the same. Sorry, I think my internet's just had a bit of a fit as well. You asked me what the earliest game I can remember is, Graham.
Yeah, so for me, as far as my earliest memory of watching football is the 82 World Cup I remember really well. But I think it was the 81 either League Cup final or FA Cup final. I think I might have watched a little bit of both of those. They're kind of my earliest memories. But I've never gone back and watched anything earlier. Like, I've only ever seen clips. So watching this was going back, to me, this is going back a long, long time. But it sounds like you have gone back and watched Clemens.
Not full games, just watching clips of Ray Clemence and the odd, footballing moments and bits of, likes of Pele, Maradona, Eusebio, things like that. It's been more highlights packages. The earliest memory of football for me is 1994 USA World Cup, and I don't remember the games, but I remember seeing the size of the crowds and just finding it completely mental. And then I don't know if this is just my memory tricking me, but I seem to remember Maradona's Coke eyes.
No,
I think that's more because it's just such an iconic clip that it's just melded in my brain.
Possibly.
I think the earliest match that I remember watching in its entirety is probably the 1999 Champions League final.
Okay.
Because I always, even now, if I'm about the Champions League finals on, no matter who's in it, I will watch it. I was 10 years old, and I was rooting for the English team, and absolutely thrilled when Man United scored because I didn't know any better.
1996 European Championships for me.
Okay.
Oh wait, yes. Sorry, Matt. Yeah, you're right. I remember the missed penalties. I cried. I was 7.
The first time I was allowed to watch football, because we weren't allowed to watch football while Dad was living in the house. It was literally the first thing that was on TV after Mum kicked him out. So, if nothing else, I became a massive football fan because my mum got with my dad. So, thanks, Mum. So
we've just got a few comments from Sai here, just reminding us that 94 was in USA, 90 was Italy for World Cups. And the back pass rule came in same time as the Premier League in 1992. That rings a bell for me as well, as Matt chugs wine straight out of the bottle. If only he had a brown paper bag, just to complete the image. And then Sai saying he can remember bits of England in 90, then all of 94, but by then he was football crazy. Oddly can't remember anything of the 92 Euros. That was the one that Denmark won.
Denmark
qualifying
for
Denmark
at the wild card, of course.
It didn't even qualify.
Yugoslavia. Yeah, we played Yugoslavia, yes.
Yep. We had I'm sure you're not supposed to do this in school, but we had a sweepstake in the sixth form, and I drew Denmark.
Good punch.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Why would I get Denmark of all teams? And yeah, I can't remember how much I won.
At the final kill, you ever
it was a couple of quid to enter, so I got it 16 quid.
The number 6s for England just absolutely lampooned the ball and nearly hit the referee.
Probably more. Number 6 for England.
That's probably more. What's happened to the keeper?
Well, he got assaulted by an England player.
Now, for people that don't know, if the keeper is injured and cannot continue, Germany are going to play with 10 players for the rest of the game. There are no subs in this game.
Yeah.
And there were some games where it got absolutely ridiculous, where literally they couldn't even walk, but they just kind of had to hobble and try and do anything. So basically you put them at the back and you play with an extra defender, even though that defender is basically useless. It's a really silly rule. It makes no sense.
So I say, yep, they might go on holiday when they got the cool couple of best players that even decided not to go.
Wow. I did not remember that. That's a great little stat.
Absolutely.
So the German keeper here looks like he's got a massive concussion, so I imagine he'll be given a shot of brandy and told to get on with it.
Yeah,
bring that magic sponge out.
Yeah, bring out 10 fags for him.
Yeah,
now I don't know specifically for this game, because I haven't watched the whole game for this one, but there was a similar one when there was somebody down for like 5 minutes, and then now, of course, you get the scoreboard out, 5 minutes extra. They didn't play anything. It was like almost nothing. They're like, nah, we're just playing 45 minutes. That's it. Oh, an advert for the Radio Times. One of the things I did notice, there's no real billboards around the outside. That's the first bit of advertising I've noticed.
Yeah, advertising wasn't really a big thing back then, of course. I say
now the German keeper's got his jaw back in place.
I'm sure there was no. Well, I know there was no card shown because there's no card shown until 1970s World Cup. But you could still be booked. I won't be surprised if there wasn't even a booking for that. It seems to be very little.
I know there's no red card in this game, obviously, because red cards weren't for a long time. But I'm pretty sure there's a booking in this game at some point.
There was a lot of challenges that they let go, which was kind of surprising, particularly from Nobby Styles. Nobby Styles shouldn't even really be playing in this final.
Oh, good save.
That was a pretty good shot.
Norman Peter Robert Styles. That's a great save, actually, in the end there by Tarkowski.
I got put onto a great clip just last night, actually, of Liverpool legend Ian St. John getting somebody had like a little niggly foul against him, and he just turned around and just knocked the guy clean out. Not even a booking.
Yeah.
For a full-blooded knockout.
I wonder if Papa Griffin has some stories of like the Leeds teams from the 70s. Now that's an era I don't know much about. I only know by reputation, but yeah, it sounded like they had a few interesting tacklers. Was Hunter? Billy Bremner? Yeah.
On that note about Leeds in the 70s, I know from one side of the argument because my mum has told me at length about a certain game in the third round of the FA Cup. I do the third round of the FA Cup where the mighty Leeds were beaten by Colchester United, of course.
Wow, I did not know that.
3-2 at their road. My great uncle, rest his soul, had the commentary on LP.
Oh wow! I actually got my dad a framed squad list of the was it 70 or 72 when Leeds won the FA Cup? I can't remember now.
Oh no!
But I got a print out framed of that team, and it's hanging in the bar in our garden.
Shot from Martin Peters there that just went wide. I don't know if you saw the shot. There was a big bobble. Like the field is not in good condition. Like there's been quite a few games played here, but as you look at it, you can tell like it's not at the same level that you'd expect now.
Absolutely. I mean, can you imagine someone taking a free kick like that nowadays? I mean, this pitch is absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
One of my favourite descriptions is when you used to see some of the pitches in around this era and even into the 90s. Oh, what a finish! Where they call
Number
it
8. Howler.
Call it a pitch like boiled dog shit. But side just saying the thing is, can't compare today's game to a match from '66 or even a match from 30 years ago. Can't tackle it all now. Back then there was no crying and rolling on the floor because your hairband slipped. Yeah, there's been a lot of shit said overnight about Darwin Núñez yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen the challenge he got booked for, where he was going for the ball, he was looking at the ball, he swung his leg, there was a little bit of contact thigh to thigh, the player went down, I don't know if there was much history on it afterwards. Darwin had a bit of a huff, he should have maybe just checked on the guy and said, "You're all right, mate." But other than that, it was a yellow card. It was not serious foul.
Get away with
it. Involved.
Okay. Seems like I'm way ahead of you then, Matt.
Yeah, I'm on par. I'm on par with you, Graham. I think Matt's
the ref jumped like
feedback delayed.
Yeah. You played at time 0.75 or something. I did forget to do the joke right at the start. That all right, we're ready to click play. Does everyone set at times 2? Oh, okay, we're all good.
You still haven't mentioned it, Graham. At
Absolute
any point.
Deviant behavior.
This is a rare YouTube watch for me at times 1.
Graham still hasn't mentioned that on any show about me giving him access to time 16.
I'm not watching at time 16. I don't watch anything.
I said access to it. Didn't say you'd actually used it. You didn't ask me why the hell I didn't keep that. I kept that to myself for so long.
All right, how about this? I'll put it as the episode. I'll put it as the title of the next episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop, and then everybody can give you a shout out. How about that?
And then anyone have no context at all for reason why.
Oh, I can't do it for the next episode, unfortunately. Guess that's going to we can have a special episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop. It just happens that episode 316 is set to come out the day before 316. So we're just going to do Stone Cold Steve Austin moments and no fan cop moments, except for if you'd like to share any of your favorite Stone Cold Steve Austin moments. So we're going to release the episode a day late, so it fought on Sunday. So yeah, but I think I'll mix it up a little bit.
Nice.
Plenty of beer.
I'm sure there'll be some overlap. I got to try and pick something that's a little bit out there. Like, you don't want to pick the most obvious stuff, but because I'm sure people in fan cop will pick that.
What?
That was a really good clearance.
Really good. Actually, a really good tackle, actually.
I love this graphic of the clock coming up showing 15 minutes have elapsed.
I was just about to say, in about 10 seconds, Matt will be able to see that graphic, and then we'll know. You'll be able to figure out how.
No, I saw it. I saw it at the exact same time.
Do we need a time check then, so you can match up with me and Mr. Griffin?
Nah.
I mean, on the footage, it's 64, 5, 6, 7,
16, 51, 52, 53.
Oh, well, I got 58, 59, 70.
Yeah, but I'm only a half a second behind, so I can live with that.
Right.
I saw it is fine.
I was just saying about that tackle. One thing that really does wind me up in modern football is the propensity for so many players and so many teams, rather than just play it out and just get the ball out when in doubt, hoof it out, to try and dick about, play out from the back and put themselves under more pressure. Mm-hmm. Taking that risk, it's just so pointless sometimes.
Wasn't it Southampton did that against Liverpool earlier in the season? I'm sure it was Southampton. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you bottom of the league, like, you're playing against Liverpool. I'm like,
we still struggled to beat him in that first game at Den.
Yeah. But I think the first goal they scored.
I can't remember the name. The Dell. I was thinking of the Dell for some reason. It's St. Mary's, isn't it now? Yeah. Sorry, I got caught in the 90s. We're in a football time machine.
I caught with Dell still as well, to be fair. It is the new Dell.
That doesn't make me feel any better being on the same wavelength as you, Lewis.
Thanks, Griffin.
All right, so I got a question for you guys. So obviously Germany has taken.
To answer Si's question, yes, it only does 45 minutes. And it goes from 12 to 9.
Oh, referee!
Oh!
That was fine. That
booking ref.
He just pointed the finger. That's it.
Alan Ball twatting one.
Well, they kicked it. They took the kick off quickly. They didn't mess around. And that might not have been a good decision. So the question was going to be, obviously, Germany has taken the lead. We're in 1966 right now, or we're going to pretend that we are. Yeah. When was the last time that a team who scored first won the World Cup? No Googling either, gentlemen.
I'm guessing
1966. And obviously we know that this didn't happen. But when was the last time that a team who did score first win the World Cup?
I think it's always been the case up until this game.
No, but that totally poops on my stats, so never mind. 1938 was the last time.
I was going to say 1934.
Italy against, I think it was Czechoslovakia. I think that was the game. But yeah, there was no World Cup in 42 and 46, and in the 50s, Brazil were losing in a lot of those games.
How did
they were
Charlton come away with that?
And yeah,
I'm not entirely sure. Oh, what a free kick! What a header!
Oh,
that was a quick equaliser. Jeff Hurst with a header. Although I know the final score, I don't know when all the goals are scored. So I didn't know when that next goal was actually coming. So,
oh, sorry, 2 ticks.
There's a lot of British flags in the crowd there, but not so many English flags. I think that's still true probably now, though. People don't know.
Less true nowadays, I think. I think it's less true now. I think there's more pride in Britain back then. Now it's a case of divided nowadays.
Well, Scotland definitely weren't in this World Cup. I know that.
Yeah, we've got some people in the chat. Si's got some company. Chat couple cheap pops. Where's the vintage black cats, lads, with a black and white filter? You don't want a black and white filter, and that's what. Oh, he's got a flat cap. He's got the flat cap.
In my possibly my most Yorkshire moment on this show, there was one in the drawer next to my desk.
Beautiful.
Are we done, Connor? Yeah, we'll quickly touch on. We'll quickly do Connor's comment. Hey guys, just woke up. We changed our clocks today. I've been messing with my sleep schedule.
Yep.
Chad was an hour late
here
for D&D this morning. Trust me, we know all about that, buddy.
This is your second podcast of the day?
It is my third. Cy Powell, when I used to go away... When I used to go away with Gloucester City, the old Worcester ground had one of those clocks in real life. But at half-time, a little old dude would climb a ladder and manually put the hand back to 12. I love that. I love that.
Si's told me that before. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and Cy Powell agree with me for once or something. We'll make a note of this one. 100% the way now with British and English flags the other way around. No British flags, just English flags in the crowd. You don't get British flags, Graham. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so it was convenient you managed to skip to Cy's comment, but so it wasn't your second podcast today, it was your third? Do you want to give us a rundown of your podcasting day so far?
The first one I'm not going to tell you about. Second one was D&D, and the third one is this one.
So it's the third bottle.
Any more after this?
No.
Okay. Interestingly, Dan, Matt was commenting in the Visionaries Global Media chat the fact that he doesn't do many podcasts, and he basically just one. I do for the last year. I've averaged one a podcast, with the exception of Good Cop, Bad Cop. He said I've averaged one podcast per month. Those math skills are so good.
Bournemouth has scored a second apparently at Spurs, so that's
spoiler alert. I'm like a minute behind on that coverage.
No, they had one ruled offside as well, Justin Kluivert. I'm really beginning to regret leaving Kirkes and Semenyo on my bench. And Chelsea are currently being held at Leicester City 0-0, and Cole Palmer missed a penalty.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Matt, do you want to excuse yourself for a second? I don't know if Dan made it all the way to the Devil's Advocate round yet.
No.
That'll make sense later then.
Okie doke.
Leave the pebble alone.
Fucking Cole Palmer. He's a fantastic
No,
footballer.
thank you.
He's got three brain. He's got two brain cells, and they're both vying for third place.
You do not know how on the nose that statement was, Dan, by the way.
I'm well aware.
All right, free kick for West Germany. I want to say it's Andreas Bremer when I see number 3, but I don't know who that is.
It's a bit too early for Andreas Bremer, I think.
It's a Schwerlanger. If I'm pronouncing it right, I'm sorry for any Germans who are watching.
I could just have a look at the graphic, but then I'd just bring it up on the stage again.
For context, by the way, Chelsea now do lead at Leicester.
I hope it was Neto.
It was Cucurella.
Yes, that'll do as well for my fantasy points. I need it.
Oh, that's not a good shot.
Oh my word!
Which Liverpool player was it who did that?
Is that Cohen?
That was George Cohen. That was George Cohen. Right back, So it's quite helpful. All the England players are lined up in normal formation, so I actually have a full list of the team here, so I can actually know who's who. Nice.
We lost Kirk 9 points on my bench.
Do you know when I became first aware of Nobby Styles? Well, actually,
I dread to think what you were searching.
You talking about in a footballing context?
Yeah.
Oh,
I first became aware of him. On the sitcom Dinner Ladies of all things, because they mentioned Nobby Styles, and then Twinkle mentions Norman Peter Robert Styles. I'm like,
okay, what year is Dinner Ladies?
90s. Late 90s, 98, 99.
Okay, so you're not familiar with the Frank Skinner and song, the Three Lions song? Nobby's dancing?
Nobby's dancing. I'd heard it, but I didn't have any context.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any context. I have, of course, since gone back and looked at certain things. But, Also, I saw the music video. I saw the guy dancing. I knew his name was Nobby, but I didn't know it was Nobby Styles. I didn't.
Oh, what's going on with the colorization there? Is it just the sun coming out?
Yeah, the sun has come out. Yes,
and that's so unusual in England.
And the entire duration of English summer in one football game.
If because I think it was like towards the end of July, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Yeah, it started. Most World Cups at this point have been May or June, and this one was July. And one of the theories is because the BBC were going to show all the games. Well, not all the games, but they were going to show what games they could. And they'd already had the rights to Wimbledon and the British Open. So until they'd finished, they couldn't start the World Cup. So that was one of the reasons why it was, I think 9th of July was the first game.
Who had the right to disc golf at that time, Ben Graham?
Say that again?
Who had the right to disc golf at that time, Ben?
I'm not sure. Disc golf was still in its infancy at that point.
Good save.
There was no TV coverage at that time.
Good shot from Bobby Charlton with his magnificent
early 70s is when disc golf started.
Yeah. If there was a replay 2 years game at the time, it was going to be held on Tuesday, the 2nd of August at Wembley as well.
You mentioned that. I did not have that in my notes, so I'm glad that you mentioned that because I wasn't aware of that.
At 7:30 in the evening as well, which would have been terrible to get back on the steamer and go back up north. I genuinely don't know if they actually let you train at that point or not yet.
Tottenham have one back at Bournemouth.
Hold on, did you say you're not sure if they had trains at that time?
If they had electric trains at that point, they were still using steam.
I was going to say
there's still some steam trains running on the northeast coastline. Of course,
yeah,
not commercial trains. They're not anymore.
That was a crunching tackle.
That was a thunder bastard of a tackle.
And one back, just to make sure. I got the ball, but I want to let you know I didn't appreciate that.
Going back to Nobby Styles, Si's got a couple of comments, but I just want to say as well, since I was a kid, every time I heard the name Nobby Styles, for some reason it made me think of Knick Knacks, the crisps. And I've now decided that I'm going to start telling people that Nobby Styles was the original name for Knick Knacks just to see who believes me. I know Fitch will. I know Fitch off Martin Fitcher will because he believed me that the correct pronunciation of scone or scone depended on whether it was cheese or fruit. Even after I told him I'd lied to him. A couple of years later, he regurgitated it as fact. But anyway, on to Si's comments. Yes. Jeff Hurst told an amazing Nobby Styles story. The quarter-final against Argentina was famously a very aggressive game, as I heard on Good Bad Sport. Yeah. So the Argentina captain sent off lots of bad challenges, etc. After the game, Sir Alf Ramsey wouldn't let anyone shake hands or change shirts. The Argies were that bad. After the game, the Argentina team were banging on the door of the England changing room, wanting a fight. Hurst said he was nervous as these guys were psychos. Then he heard a voice, "Send the bastards in." Turns around and there's little Nobby Styles sat in just his pants, smoking a cigarette without his teeth in. Willing to fight the Argentinians. That is brilliant.
They should have said him to fight the Falcons.
That was a very controversial moment. I can't remember the exact phrase that they had, but that specific game has a name, and it was basically that they were completely robbed. They were very unhappy.
Well, they got the revenge in, was it 82? With the hand of God?
86. I would say 82 was the Falklands. I was like, we definitely won that one.
Who's playing 21 for England?
I got to look on my list.
Hang on, just quickly.
I should know.
My apologies, Roger Hunt. My apologies.
Roger Hunt, of course.
My apologies. You've phoned my notes
what a man.
As well. So, yes.
What a man wearing my lucky number.
With regards to this specific game and Roger Hunt as well, I started watching back because I found them on YouTube. The classic show, They Think It's All Over.
Oh,
and
I love it.
So good. I watched the first season and I've kind of stopped because I've been watching Doctor Who, but I am going to go back to them. But yeah, one of the first final rounds that they do where they do the name clues, and the description at the start is no rhyming clues, but even so, we're not going to include Roger Hunt.
I mean, I think you said to me once on WhatsApp. You said to me, "Have you ever heard of anything It's All Over?" I'm like, "My dude."
Yeah.
I did. Yes, I'm not that young. I
didn't realize it went on as many seasons as it did. I thought it was only on. If you asked me to guess, I would have said 3 or 4.
I started watching
that show.
I started watching about the second season. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
think it's all over, and never mind the Buzzcocks when that was back when that was good.
I wasn't as big a fan of Never Mind the Buzzcocks, but because I like Mark Lamar, they put me off a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, he's a 1950s con man. Sorry.
He's a greasy lover.
So just quickly back to size stuff. Hurst said Styles would have fought them all on his own and probably won. And Sai was spot on, same as you guys, saying that was indeed Roger Hunt.
Yep.
Indeed. You mentioned the aforementioned Fitch from a Morty and Fitch Samba podcast. He was, of course, at the at a red carpet event, I do believe, if you believe what you see on Facebook recently, because he's on a TV show now about cars.
Oh, well, yeah, he's never mentioned it on the Morty and Fitch show or on the YouTube channel or every chance he ever gets.
But I do want to doff my cap because it takes something to be able to actually walk a red carpet, sir. So well done.
Can you imagine how many podcasts Matt would be on if the Morty and Fitch show didn't keep hilariously not allowing Matt on?
Not so much as an invite. I refuse to ask to go on.
I always tell them, I was like, please keep this going. This is hilarious. The longer this runs, the funnier it is.
I know full well, Graham, that I go in and I win the fucking pub quiz as well. That's the thing. And then they know I'd fucking win it. Right.
I'd make sure there's a Matt around.
Oh, fuck. That's fine. It's fine being going with a team. It's fine. One of the craziest things of the whole Here Comes Hurst and the hat trick, etc. He would have been playing if Jimmy Greaves hadn't got injured for the quarterfinal. Very true as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, great. Oh, my God, that comment made Graham disappear.
I'm guessing you've gone to put a pie in the oven or he's gone to refill his tea.
I reckon he's gone for a big poo.
Possibly if the referee to kick the ball out of play and give it a throw in for it.
Oh, that's terrible control.
I mean, we're judging based on the players nowadays who have got such good ball control.
You don't see that very often. Well, you don't see it at all now either. Just the throwing straight back to the keeper.
No. I remember once Robbie Fowler, I think it was Robbie Fowler, was given offside in a game for Liverpool because Reese's throw was so long they assumed it was a ball kicked forward, so they gave him as offside.
That's madness. I remember David James picking up the ball from a back pass. I think when he played for Liverpool, and that was one of the instances that gave rise to the name Calamity James in the mid-90s.
I remember, I think there was a game in the MLS recently where two players picked the ball up in the same game and gave away penalties. It was relatively recently. Con, if you're in the chat, you should know better than I do, mate. That's the case.
Also, Graham, I've been meaning to say, excellent 2002 England shirt. Oh, what a header. What a save. Should have held on to it, though.
The clarity of defending, though. Looks like something out of League Two. Maybe even at York City.
I think I actually got this from a charity shop over here.
Really?
I remember looking, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, so the 98 World Cup and the 2002 World Cups, I was 9 and 13, so they're the ones that really stick out in my mind as a kid. And that 2002 shirt I wore until it almost fell apart. I'm sure I had to get a replacement.
Well, update on, you might have already done the update, but it looks like Tottenham got one back in the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, I said that. Nobody listened to me.
Oh, sorry. I had to go get my pie put in the microwave. Normally I get a cheapo pie that can be done in like 3 minutes. This one's actually kind of got some size to it. So as I looked, it said 10 minutes, and then you got to let it cool for 5 minutes. So I was like, all right, I better put that.
Who's letting a microwave pie rest?
I am curious though, because obviously normally you have to have the halftime pie club because there's 15 minutes of no football action. We could just not click pause. So we're going to click pause for 15 minutes, Matt. Is that the plan?
Nah.
No, we're going to... No. We will eat our pies as the game progresses.
We could just eat our pie during the game, of course, because we know there's going to be extra time. So it's not like
I'll just keep talking. I've got no food, so you guys want to eat? That's cool. But Matt says about the control and the standard nowadays. It was actually me that said about some poor control. So I'll hold my hands up there. I need to remember the pictures of balls. We both did. We both did. Balls were heavy leather, misshaped and rough. Boots were really heavy and clunky Frankenstein. So yeah, there were. It's harsh to judge it based on today's game when everything's so soft and pillowy.
The ball was definitely heavier, and I can't remember the exact stat, but I think there's 5 players on the England team who died, and part of their diagnosis at the end was
good punch
effects from heading the ball. So yeah it's.
I've heard stories from my granddad and latterly my dad playing. Well, my dad would have been playing school football and whatnot. Not long after this, and that when the ball came at you, one of the worst things that could happen on a cold, wet day is if it hit your laces first, and it would leave an imprint, in your forehead. So yeah, proper nasty. Si continues saying, take all that into consideration, and add that back then you could smash players all over too. Makes it amazing what these guys could do. Yeah, it does. And the whole argument of football being better now and stuff like that, and comparing players, it would all depend how players from the past.
In the camera deck.
It would all depend on players in the past.
That was an important challenge from Jack Charlton there, because that was terrible on that right hand side. They nearly broke free, and then they gave him a second opportunity as well. That was an important challenge.
Very good tackle, and yeah, they both end up in the cameras.
And as I was right, my third time trying to finish this sentence, it would all depend about how players from the past would adapt to modern training methods and nutrition available and all of that. The real fun bit would be to take players from now and chuck them in the past and see how they cope with getting the shit kicked out of them.
Absolutely. Two great saves there by Gordon Banks at near post as well.
Yep,
it was. And Side just saying lots of them have Graham, Alzheimer's and other head issues. Lots of play from that time. Very sad. Yeah. And it's leading to a review of heading the ball in the modern game, which is needed.
Yes.
It was one of the 2 players
towering headers in this game
who I did a profile on in the last episode, donated their brain to basically CTE study. So they could look a little bit and do some in-depth study of it. But yeah, I can't remember which person it was. Yeah. It might have been Nobby Styles, actually.
One from Connor. Been trying to convert Side to a Columbus fan, going about as well as Arsenal winning the league this season. Well, the Arsenal fan said it, not us.
He's asking on Chain Wrestling tomorrow as well, I saw. You're going to
try
again.
I'd like to point out, Connor, at this moment, you may be the most optimistic person you think Arsenal will win that league title this year.
Now, I don't know after the result from yesterday, but before the game from yesterday, Arsenal were closer to 10th than they were to 1st. Did that stat change after yesterday's win?
Well, yes, because we're now 16 points clear of them.
Well, I understand that, but that doesn't change where 10th place is, does it, Matt? Why am I asking you a math question?
Arsenal haven't played yet. But yes, of course they have.
No, that's what I'm asking. Has it changed? Are Arsenal, if you were to go 16 points backwards from Arsenal now, would that be 10th place or worse than 10th place? Jeez.
Right. It has not changed. Matt, shut up. Shush.
Thank you, Dan.
It has not changed. Liverpool are 16 points ahead of Arsenal in 2nd, and 10th place. Fulham are 12 points behind Arsenal.
Thank you. I get the same reaction when I ask Matt a math question as when I try and show my cat a card trick.
He tries to claw you in the face.
Dan?
No, that doesn't work here.
Wrong show.
I want to say this, and then I'll...
He's going as red as his hat, look. He really does get wound up when he can't get his words out, doesn't he? I've never done this before. This is quite entertaining.
Where's that Wi-Fi box when you need it?
Sorry, Matt. Right. So what I was saying was, he's actually...
Shut up.
Did you actually boot him?
I'm trying to put back in the same time. So yeah. Right. all I was going to say is, if Arsenal haven't played and Liverpool have played, then of course the difference has changed. Of course it bloody has.
Oh, look who's in the chat.
DA!
I'm still trying to set up January's edition of VGM Conspiracies, but hey, he has a chance to come in and throw a comment at me. All right, I got you, Micah. Funny guy.
Connor saying as well, I read somewhere that this game had a controversial goal for England where apparently the ball didn't cross the line, but the goal was given. I don't know that full story.
Yeah, it's coming up.
How do you not?
That Russian
linesman.
He's
a child.
Technically Soviet Union linesman, but yes, Russian
5
linesman.
minutes until the half.
That's been quite fast, actually, hasn't it?
We haven't really talked much about the game.
Well, because not much has happened apart from goals.
To be fair, were we ever going to? As soon as I turned up in the mood I'm in, and Graham, you're always up for taking the piss out of Matt, it was never going to go well. Although, to be honest, I can't remember what it was now.
It's at least 2 hours, so we got to fill it with more than just football talk. But
it's all right. Second half, I've got something to call you out about as well, Graham. I just can't remember what it was now.
Oh, what a shame!
Because Matt's was infinitely funnier. Matt checking out his pasta microwave recipes.
Oh, Dan, I want to thank you for reminding me of a devil's advocate that I have for Matt that I didn't write down. So I would like to thank you for reminding me about that earlier. It won't be a big shock. It's related to microwaves. I thought we'd done with all the ones possible. I have one that is unique that he's never heard of before. This will probably be the last ever one I can do with microwaves.
Last ever fucking episode, waiting to go.
You can't sacrifice a podcast, Matt.
Yeah, true. You save it like I haven't killed four before.
There's a chance.
Yeah, but whenever...
Good save, keeper.
Yeah, but Matt, with you, podcasts are like the Hydra. You chop off one and two more spring up to replace it.
Matt, did you want to promote your appearance on the, is it the Psychics show or something?
Bad Psychic podcast.
The Psychos show?
Bad Psychics, it was our good friend Z, is now doing a show where people predict various events. All sorts of manner of subjects. He's done Survivor so far. He's done IndyCar. Yes, we did F1 this past week, but we've also done the Oscars, and there'll be other sporting events throughout the year. Oh, Temple's in midfield, and here comes Germany.
Tottenham have an equaliser.
Oh wow, yeah, I missed that. Oh.
Here comes Sela with my brother's hairline.
That's a good shot.
Oh, good save by Gordon Banks.
Steamrolling into enemy territory there, the Germans.
That's appropriate.
I think I missed a stat, actually, when the German goal went in. I think I'm right in saying that was the longest any team's gone in the World Cup without conceding a goal. Because I think that was the first goal that England had conceded.
Good take, keeper.
Under no pressure at all. And do you know what? Given the state of those balls to head, I don't blame them.
Sorry, St. Paul was 4 foot of the fucking line. No doubt at all. It's Connor.
God, I've got having flashbacks to Matthew Upson. The Frank Lampard goal.
Upson scored, didn't he? Of course, you did. Yes.
Micah, can you tell me where you've messaged me besides X? I know you said you were dropping off X. I haven't got any.
Don't buy with stores we can't handle receipts. Okay, so I'm guessing that means Blue Sky.
Multiple platforms? Which other platform?
I'm not sure. But Micah's wrote to me as well.
I will go check my messages. Then it's not on X. I know that.
Matt, we put during the match some my experience watching the soccer, pouring, and my ADD Gen Z brain needs more stimulation. To be fair, we did give man of a match last season to Women with Book at the Sheffield United game when they lost 8-0.
All right, corner for West Germany.
Indeed. So I say they had some players in mind. Sela, Muller, Beckenbauer. Yeah, there's some very good players in Germany.
That whole passenger play there just proved that nothing good ever comes from a pervert corner.
Absolutely. Technically, it's West Germany, Dan. This post World War II when Germany was.
Connor, I am not taking history lessons from somebody who was born after 2000, especially not someone who came through the American education system.
With Graham is teaching him.
And therefore knows the deficiencies.
Message on Skype.
No, I had to log into Skype to see if I had messages. Jesus
and on Facebook.
I will look on Facebook. If I got them on Facebook, I missed it. I apologize for that.
Miller's goal record was ridiculous. It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
The referee is very much adamant. It's time for a free kick. That was one of the last acts of the first half.
Probably.
Square ball.
Long range shot. Straight to Gordon Banks. And we'll probably need to reset the clocks at the half because I think we're a little off, aren't we?
Was Banks actually wearing gloves there?
I think he was wearing gloves, yeah.
Because I remember I've seen, like I said, I've gone back and watched those Ray Clemens clips. Clemens playing barehanded, so they must have been optional at this point.
They didn't all do it. Some of them deliberate. One of them was like work down the mine, and he said he deliberately had his hands, like his hands were so tough that he didn't actually need gloves at that point. Like if you can do those types of hard labor, then.
Were we working down pit, was he, Graham? Were you working down pit?
We're working down pit, lad. Yep, that's right.
It's my Fred from Coronation Street accent. It's not very good. Allen ball, way too high, and German's clear.
Sorry, I'm still in stunned silence of that attempt at a Yorkshire accent.
I'm waiting for the board to be held up so I can see how much injury time. Oh, that's it?
That's it. It's half time.
I guess it was like a few seconds.
England won. What's Germany won?
Well, can't wait to see how the second half plays out. No, it's entertaining that, you know, but it's size right in what he said. You can't compare it to modern football, but it is fun. It's been a good watch.
So, all right, we're clicking pause at some point.
I think they're going fine. It's fine.
Keep it going.
47.55 I'm on.
That's about where I am.
I'm on 48. I'll pause there. I'll catch up with you guys.
No, I'm on 48.02 now. It's 4.03
yes, or 4. If you pause it, that'll make it go even further behind, Matt.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go get my pie, gentlemen, and then I'll.
You do that.
I don't think there's any goals in the next minute. At least I hope not.
You do that. Say time for a cup of tea and a ciggy, and that was just the players. As Bobby Charlton goes down in the box.
Indeed. So while Graham's going to get his pie, then we'll bring on the Pie Club during the second half.
Wow.
I say we are still the film is still playing for us guys, obviously, so it's not a problem here on SJP World Media. Thank you for joining us all here, Dan. The players are clearly having. How many cigarettes would they have had? Do you reckon one pint of smoke? Do you reckon?
Maybe pie, a pint, and a cigarette. Be about right for half time in '66, I think. Started saying the players is what he meant, and then followed up saying he's not smoked in years. Yeah, I didn't know that, Si. Just double checking. I've seen Micah's message, but we'll save that for when Graham's back.
Yes. Yeah.
England trying to tackle down the right.
In response to what Mike was saying about Best 17 to 24, 17 is just better. It's just a better pay-per-view for 24.
Well, 17 is one of the best of all time. 24 is decent.
It's good, but 17 is better, and we've discussed it at length. Micah swears that I'm wrong.
Well, Micah can do that, but he's wrong.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. It's 2 against 1 now, Micah. There you go. Done.
And technically, I count as 2 myself, so it's 3 against 1.
Sorry. Sorry is saying that he's not keen on the amount a pack, 20 quid a pack, and fuck off. Yeah, they're
A
expensive.
little while back, one of my friends asked me to pick up some cigs for it. And I was just like, what do you want, 10, 20? And all I got back was, it's cute that you think 10 packs still exist.
Yeah, they don't anymore, no.
They don't?
Huh. No.
Graham, comment here for you from Micah. Mr. MGB messaged me on a non-Elon platform and we'll schedule. Out to lunch with his sister, so stopping later. Evening, gents. Good afternoon, Graham. Thanks, Micah.
Sounds good.
Pleasure as always, Micah. Pleasure as always, mate. Right, so Graham, talk to us about your pie.
Yeah, I splashed the cash a little bit. This is like $3. Normally I get the dollar pie, and I can see why. This thing's huge. Boston Market chicken pot pie. All white meat, chicken, vegetables, and a creamy gravy and a flaky pie crust. The gravy would be more the American type gravy that you get at breakfast. It's not your roast type gravy.
Yeah,
do love a good sausage gravy.
I just want to clarify: chicken and white meat.
It's the white meat. It's not like the brown meat or the dark meat from the chicken.
Okay.
I assume that's what I mean.
So it's chicken breast rather than chicken thigh.
Yeah. You have dark meat and white meat.
Yeah, but we don't say that over here so much. We just give them chicken. I'm on steak pie, as usual. Because it's what we had in sock.
It's what you had in your sock?
In stock!
Oh, sorry, I misheard. I'm just baffled briefly by the concept of a pie sock.
Oh. Fell over. Broke to them now. Germans are on the attack.
You know, if it had
That's
gone
a
down...
lovely through. Oh, just dragged it too far wide.
If it had gone down in the...
It must have been offside because play just slowed right down.
If it had gone down in the modern game, you'd have got a penalty for that.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I didn't think that was offside as I was watching it. I got to admit.
It's hard to tell at the best of times, though, from this kind of camera angle.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell nowadays, full stop.
Si backing me up saying that he heard sock as well. Si asking what was on 24. Well, that was. Do you mean the Kiefer Sutherland show, or?
I think he means WrestleMania 24. Edge Taker was the main event. Edge vs Taker, Flair versus Michaels.
Undertaker versus big, was it A-Train and Nathan?
That
Jones?
was WrestleMania 19. That was 19.
That was
WrestleMania
19.
19. That was.
Sorry,
that was
19.
Edge Taker was the main event.
Yeah, that was it. Kane won the ECW title off Chavo in 9 seconds.
Batista versus Umaga, or Umanga, as Regal is calling him.
What was 24? 24. Flair Sean have said that. I slept through that because I got too drunk that night.
Really?
Yeah, passed out. Not like me, I know. There was one of the Money in the Banks as well, wasn't there?
7-person Man in the Bank match. Should have been 8, but Jeff Hardy was high, so he was pulled from the match.
Wasn't that the one with Finlay versus JBL opening the show?
Finlay JBL in a
Belfast Brawl.
Belfast Brawl, yeah.
Weird.
I saw that look, Ryan, by the way, about Jeff Hardy. He was. That's why he was suspended.
Definitely not Googling the WrestleMania 24 card now. Well, I can't wait to find out what the WrestleMania 41 card is. Because I'll be there.
And you're also going to be, I believe, Dan, if my Twitter feed was right this morning, you're also going to be for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that just got sorted out last night. Sprung on me a bit. Best birthday present I could ask for. Cheers, Dad.
You're welcome.
What time to walk through as we're talking about Raw?
not
on tickets of this new company, and there's 20,000 tickets available for WrestleMania each night.
Apparently so, yeah. I heard that.
Oh, threw the ball down and descended. You don't normally see that in this type of game.
Nobby Styles furious.
Yeah. Full time in the Tottenham game. I'm assuming it's 2-2. I don't think I missed anything at the end.
Good defensive header there out for the corner by Jack Charlton. He had a very long neck.
Yeah, he does. Wow. Yeah.
Another good header away.
I've just realised one of the weird things about this might be very unique in terms of the volley, but you're not going to get a shout from the other room 30 seconds before the goal happens today either.
Yeah, it's highly confusing. But going back to that Mania 24 card, we've not missed much. But we did miss.
There is a Playboy match, I think there is.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix and Melina versus Maria and Ashley. Maria and Ashley are coming to the ring by Snoop Dogg.
Maria Menounos. Was it Maria or Maria Menounos at that point? Forget.
No, it was Maria. It was Maria Kanellis.
Oh yeah, because Santina was at ringside, wasn't he?
And Ashley Massaro.
Yeah.
But we missed one of the big ones: Randy Orton versus Triple H versus John Cena for the WWE title.
Yes, I forgot about that because it was terrible.
And Floyd Mayweather defeats the Big Show by knockout.
Yes, in a no disqualification match. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the semi-main event.
Fuck. Yeah.
Martin Peters down the left for England.
Back to the important stuff.
Who's 10? I thought it was Peters, but I lost my confidence, actually.
It's Drew first.
Oh, geez, of course it is. It's because he was out on the left. There's a header.
Nope. Si's backing us up with WrestleMania 17 there. Quick question to Graham before I get Si's next comment. Have you made it to any Chopping State games yet, Graham? He's either meaning one or he's telling us to wait till he empties his mouth before he talks.
Well, actually, both at the same time. Yeah, one. I did put the post out. JGB is returning. We went to see a game against Georgetown on Tuesday at a stadium we hadn't been to in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. So, yeah, we got to see our first Coppin State game this week. And, before I was recording with you guys, I was putting the touches to basically the first two JGB episodes. We had one that he didn't want to record, but now he wants to record. So I'm trying to trim that down a little bit, and then we'll review the Coppin game. So, yeah, sometime this week.
Cool.
We'll just have to see when to record. But yeah, we can't go to as many this year because he's playing lacrosse this year. So his lacrosse practice is like Saturday mornings, which doesn't give us enough time to go to the games. And I'm normally working Sunday afternoons as well. So it's kind of difficult. Fridays are impossible. So hopefully it's spring break.
Assuming, of course, Jackson takes everything to his games, of course.
The unfortunate thing that we missed is the first Coppin State game I think we went to last season was at George Mason, which is close to where we live. And if we'd have done the same thing this year, if we'd gone to George Mason as our first game this year, they had a Division I record set on Tuesday for the most number of runs scored in an inning at 23.
Jesus.
I can't even imagine how long that would have gone on. The final score was only like 29-6 or something.
One inning.
It won in 23 runs. The pitching from the other team was appalling. It was only on like 8 hits. There was like 8 walks, 5 hit by pitches. I'm sure there were some errors in there as well. But yeah,
triggered a mercy rule at that point.
That doesn't come in as early as that. And yeah, so it was 23 on the inning, but it was only the second inning. So yeah, the game did.
Oh, what a tackle, that man!
We also missed just an exquisite bit of play down the left there from West Germany, because we had a bit of a laugh at some of the control and whatnot when we shouldn't really. But yeah, it was pretty bloody good. Problem is I can't remember anybody's name, so no idea who was actually doing anything because I'm just that good at my job.
Charlton with a great tackle there because he's in the corner.
Jack the Giraffe Charlton.
Am I still in front of you, boys? I'm so sorry if I
am. You're like 1 or 2 seconds ahead of me.
Just another story from Si, from Jeff Hurst via Si. Alf Ramsey was apparently brilliant at keeping players on their toes and getting more effort. After an international game, Hurst had scored and was flying for West Ham. As he left, he said, "See you next time, Alf." Ramsey apparently brought him right back down to earth by looking up from his paper and replying, "Maybe, lad, maybe." one more before he has to go in a bit. Game goes to extra time here, obviously. Her says that Alf Ramsey walked over, made every single player stand up on the pitch, then told them to.
Ooh. This is a cliffhanger right here.
We haven't waited for Shane Wrestling's answer, have we?
Well, I hope not, because I'll be watching the Liverpool game while Chain Wrestling's on. So I'll be lurking in the chat and only commenting at halftime. There we go. Then told them to look at the Germans. They were all laid down, etc. We're all stood ready to go. Look at them. They're spent. We have won this game once. Now go win it again. I like that.
Bless you.
He disappeared again.
I'm guessing Greg's going to blow his nose off camera. I definitely heard his nose being blown. It's like a foghorn going off.
Got to silence my audio. Apologies.
Oh, Graham with the dad sneeze.
Oh, I got my nose right. So the second leg is during Chain Wrestling. I didn't know it was on. I haven't looked at the schedule this week.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
PSG Tuesday, League Cup final Sunday.
I'm probably going to miss this is the worst part of the season for me, because for the next 3 weeks, I'm only on a 4-hour time difference.
As a foul referee? Yes, it is.
A lot of those games start before I get home from work, as early as I leave work as it is anyway. Matt, is there any way you can click pause for like 2 seconds?
I can. 1, 2.
There you go. Thank you.
First one to go on, my clock is 102, 10, 11, 12.
There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
He said, backing away out the fucking thing.
Yeah, I didn't click my audio because I thought everything got taken out now. And I thought it was so good that I was like, all right, I guess it's not sensitive to blowing noses then.
I point out, Graham, Zoom does that, StreamYard does not.
Oh, there we go. Ball in.
Ooh.
Just over the top of Hurst.
I've still got a fair chunk of wine left.
Was that a full bottle at the start?
Yeah.
That's his second bottle. He started drinking that this half.
Oh my!
See, I joked before that Matt's done 3 podcasts today, so this must be his 3rd bottle of wine. Turns out I'm right.
Yep.
And Cy confirming. Sorry, just getting back to that. Her said they all felt they could run through walls after that speech from Alf Ramsey. Yeah, I bet they could. I bet they did.
Chris suggested maybe I do a shot challenge today, but I was like, no, I know how many goals in this game. Thank you.
I've been looking at. We were looking last night at Liverpool games while we're in Vegas. It's Leicester Liverpool. It's an 8:30 a.m. start. And I was looking around trying to scout sports bars. I thought, McMullen's Irish bar. I can see a few Liverpool scarves on the wall. So that'll do. Go for breakfast. Cheeky pint. Watch the footy. It turns out it's the home of the official Las Vegas Liverpool Supporters Club.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So I'm in an email exchange with them now trying to get a table booked.
I'm sure they'll let you in.
The one in DC is really popular. Like, I see them. I'm part of the Facebook group. I'm not a part of the actual group, but I like to see their posts. And they always seem to have a really good turnout.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm going to flash you back here, Graham, 7 years nearly to when you and me, and I can say this, little Mason and Jackson, watched Brazil game in Brazil, Belgium, I think it was, in the Moon and Starfish in Clacton. And then the day you left Clacton was the day of the England-Sweden game. And then I remember seeing the pictures of you guys watching the semi-final in a pub, in some kind of bar back home in America, and that was so cool to see the thing, the whole summer sort of thing, like you actually experiencing it all. It was so lovely.
Yep. Yeah, I think I watched one of the England games on the Isle of Wight. I remember.
Yes.
I remember the name of the pub. And
it's just wide. Was that deflected?
Look deflected.
Connor saying Dan's going to watch games early in the morning like we do, honorary American for a week. Dan, I'll be over there for enough time. I land on the 17th. I don't go home until the 25th. In fact, I better check and make sure there's no more games, but I suppose it depends on the Champions League draw.
So you'll get home in time, Dan, then, to come to a CPW show, then?
No, I will not. I will not. No, because I will be dead from jet lag. We fly on the 25th, land on the 26th at about 3 p.m. And then we'll be driving back up north straight after.
Or failing that, you could always come to the show a week later on the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. Generally, CPW are doing back-to-back weeks for events. It's for the first time ever.
No, fair enough.
I'm so psyched.
5 days before I go to Vegas, True Grit are doing a show in York that I believe will be broadcast on Triller TV. Not that one.
Behave yourself. That's ridiculous. Every time.
TV.
Every time.
On Fight TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at least 3 or 4 of the talent on that show are then going to be in Vegas performing 5 days later. Which is just ridiculously cool.
Well, I believe New Nixon's going to be there, Tim Strange, going to all be in Vegas, yeah?
Rise, who are Leeds-based, are putting on a show in Vegas on WrestleMania Saturday.
How cool is that?
Are you going to any of the indie shows while you're out there, Dan?
Currently on my radar, I'll be doing the DDT show as part of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately following that is Joey Janela's Spring Break.
Oh, good man.
Which has Sabu's retirement match on it.
He's not dead yet?
Minoru Suzuki versus Matt Fremont. Murder Grandpa versus the Killdozer. Then I've got obviously Rise, and then I've got the 2 days of WrestleMania, Raw after Mania, and I'll be seeing what else I can fit in and around that, if anything.
Hall of Fame?
Not bothered. I haven't watched it for the last few years. I don't want to go and sit and watch 3 hours of promos.
Yeah,
I mean, fair. I mean, Lex Luger would be a good one this year, to be fair.
Luger absolutely deserves to be in there. I would struggle to sit there and listen to his speech and without yelling, tell us what really happened with Liz. But that's just me. But the thing is, he's far from the only wrestler out there to have some form of cloud hanging over him. So for his contribution to the wrestling business, absolutely Hall of Fame worthy.
For something like that, that's easy just to watch on TV later.
Yeah, I haven't watched any Hall of Fame in about 3 years. I'll pick it up if there's apparently a particularly good speech, but I was looking at NXT.
Watching the highlights, like if they're talking for 15 minutes, it's not all gems.
I remember sitting through Mr. T's speech.
Classic.
I remember them sending Triple H out to wind Ric Flair in. He's only in the 1980s.
Although I will say, I think one of the best ones ever. Oh, free kick taken quickly. Oh,
good header.
Jack Charlton coming in at the back post. Yeah. One of the best Hall of Fame speeches ever is still Bobby Heenan's. It puts a lump in my throat at the end every time when he starts talking about Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
And even at that point, with his throat the way it was now, I had cancer and all of that, he still had the crowd in stitches.
Yeah. Bobby Heenan's was amazing. JR to be the best one for me, though.
So, Matt, which wrestler could you imagine putting a lump in your throat?
Oh, God, I wish Ryan was here because he would appreciate this. Hands where we can see him, Lewis.
In terms of emotional connection,
what other context could there possibly be?
Eddie Guerrero did.
Yes.
Eddie Guerrero did. As did Rey Mysterio's, to be fair, actually. It was an emotional speech, actually, that one. I'm not gonna fall with childish humour of Mr. Graham.
You already did that in episode 300, so that's fine.
Oh, please, that you think that's the real one? I can't broadcast the real one. Because as I said, I work with these people. And here come the Germans.
Interesting comment from Konor in the chat.
Yeah, been poking around the internet looking for local indies that need a commentator because he misses the job and wants to get back to it.
If you want, Konor, I'll give you a reference, mate.
You better commentate.
Oh, get up!
Let's remember.
Was he pointing to his crotch?
I think he was pointing to his thigh, Graham.
Oh, okay. Oh, a little ruffle in the hair. Oh, Nobby again.
Of course, it was Nobby
always
stuff.
fired up. I just realised I had something prepared for good cop, bad cop, and I never used it. I guess I forgot to write it down or something. So I thought the Elimination Chamber was really good. So I was curious. I know Cage Match is not a totally accurate source because it's people voting, and we know people do not do a good job with voting necessarily. But I wanted to see where it ranked. It ranked as the 30th highest WWE event of all time. Now, you got to remember, this is not really the classic era. If you go back, you're obviously looking at other eras first.
Yeah.
Number 1 and number 2 were the Eddie Guerrero tribute show on, I guess it was Raw. And then the second one was the Eddie Guerrero tribute show on SmackDown.
2005, yeah.
That was number 1 and 2 on the list.
They were great events.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber did have a very high rating. It was not, I think it was like 9.3. But I was curious. I like to check on things like that because just because I think it was good doesn't mean everyone else did. I was kind of curious to see what people had voted on. One person voted it, I think, 3 out of 10. I'm like, you shouldn't be allowed to vote on anything ever again if you give it 3 out of 10. That's absolutely ridiculous.
To pull some facts out of my arse like I usually do, and Graham will be impressed I do as usual, that the Raw tribute show for Eddie Guerrero was the first and only time that Shawn Michaels went one-on-one with Rey Mysterio. And it was also the first time ever Cena went one-on-one with Orton. They've done it many times since, of course. But the first time they went one-on-one, yeah. Both good matches as well. Shawn Michaels and Mysterio was phenomenal. We called Mysterio
just watching the highlights from the Tottenham game. That was a really
collision there between the centre back and the keeper. Was that Beckenbauer?
Yeah. That was Beckenbauer. Yeah, clearing out the goalkeeper.
Ooh. That's weird seeing Beckenbauer so young.
Yeah, I agree. Der Kaiser.
They got the doctors on the pitch. I thought
he'd already had it.
I've just remembered what it was.
Off the head earlier.
I've just remembered what it was.
Their fingers all over.
The thing that you wanted to talk about.
You talking out of your absolute puckered anus. As regards the one down there, Graham, that dipshit.
I'll let you two go.
Yeah, talking about the punch to the head from Travis Scott to Cody. Now, personally, quite happy to see Cody get punched in the head. Don't mind that at all.
Okay,
we all know my feelings on Young Master Rhodes.
Yeah.
But just from a combat sports point of view, the punch that was thrown, that unprotected punch to the head, was fucking awful. As someone who watches a lot of boxing and whatnot, it was a bad punch, and you just go, it's not that bad.
I thought a professional athlete should have been able to
right. So I'm glad you said that, because that's one of the stupidest things you've said. Because no matter a professional athlete or not, professional boxers can take a punch in the face when they're ready for it. When they're ready to brace, they're ready to set. whatever. They can roll with the punch. They can move. They can lay on your side on the floor with your neck already at a bit of a dodgy angle and a fist coming down like that, landing about there, covering a space from your temple to where your jaw connects, is bad for anybody. And it surprised me. Have you seen SmackDown?
I only saw highlights.
The state of Cody's eye.
Netflix. I don't have Sling right now, so I didn't. I've just seen highlights.
It was bad, and I honestly thought better of you.
Okay. Did you actually? So you agreed with me? Did you?
I think my comment was I probably
Matt, stop clock right twice a day. Don't fly yourself.
I'm getting that a lot nowadays.
I watched it back at ×2, and it still didn't seem it was like that fast of a punch.
No, it's not the speed that's the problem, Graham. It's the power behind it and the connection. Speed can harm, yes, but it was the power. In fact, if anything, if you watch it faster, it's just going to be in and out and gone. Punches look worse slowed down. Trust me.
Like I said,
you were so full of shit.
And nobody else made the comment I made, but from my untrained eye, I did not think it looked that bad.
Well, consider yourself educated, good sir.
I said it's an untrained eye, and if I'm wrong on this, I'm wrong on this. But
the DADA back in the chat, Graham,
a lot about it, and I didn't think it was. I still think if you take suplexes from the top rope onto ladders and things like that,
completely irrelevant. From a pain tolerance point of view, maybe, but there is so much more damage involved with an unprotected bare knuckle shot to the face.
Okay. Like, I'm not arguing the fact that should he have made that punch? No, I don't think he should have made that punch. But I did, however, enjoy you winding your co-host up to the point he went supersonic. That was quite amusing. Is that when he sounded like a dog whistle? I can't remember what he said exactly, but yeah, it was.
I assume Matt actually had to twist his testicles to get his voice to go that high.
No, it's a gift. It's a gift.
All right. But yeah, so. You both had one there from this week's episode, as far as I've heard it.
There we go.
Anyway, on to Micah. Matt wanted to move on. Is football coming home? Probably not, but it's literally coming to America next year, so that's something. Stir the pot stirring.
As
whatever.
things stand, it is anyway. As things
Sorry,
stand,
you got a third of a World Cup. You're sharing it with 2 other countries.
No, we own both of the other countries by then. We own them all. We're owning everything. They all love us. If you're not with us, you're against us.
Well, it's the governor of Canada and the Gulf of America. So, Bobby Charlton played it forward to move on from that.
Yes, indeed.
No, that was Ron Hunt. That was Jeff Hurst. Ooh. Brought down in the area. It got to be a penalty, surely.
Oh,
that should be as well. Absolutely.
2 goals. No,
Michael Ball going down there. Sorry, Alan Ball. Sorry.
Did he say corner? I think he said corner.
I think we need to check and see if Alan Ball's Steve Sidwell's granddad.
Charlton with the corner. Oh, the keeper's gone a long way. It was a good punch, though.
I very nearly got the giggle there with that comment about Steve Sidwell. I think if he hadn't had a gob full of wine. I said wine, Graham. Not wang. I've just realised that I can just about hear the commentary on this. I've not turned it down all the way. I've only just realised it's not English. I don't think it's English commentary.
It's not. Did it say Gabby Logan earlier? I'm sure it flashed up Gabby Logan.
The voice of Gabby Logan doing a voiceover. I just had it turned down so low it sounded like Spanish.
It's not foreign commentary, but at the same time it's not Wolfhamstow either.
Oh,
ooh!
Did that
nearly beat the near post like Edison was yesterday?
Steve Sidwell gets the corner. That is not going anywhere now. Corner.
All right, this is probably the time to go ahead and use my prop that I have ready prepared.
Dildo. No, it's just... Oh, get in. 2-1 England.
Martin Peters.
Well, probably the wrong time to ask Matt if he likes to nibble on nuts as well.
And look what I've got next to me.
I had my little clock there. It seemed like a good time to use it.
We couldn't see it. We just saw you putting something in your mouth. It could have been nuts. It could have been mints. It could have been anything.
I'm allergic.
Oh.
That seems like something you should have known, Graham.
I didn't know that.
Well, to be fair, normally nuts don't come up.
No.
Something else
If we're in
comes up.
different studios, just because I talk about it, you're not allergic to the word, it's the object. So
Yeah, and the kickoff been quite quick as well. That's one thing as well, but kickoff was always faster back then.
Oh, yeah. We were still talking about one of the things, and they'd already kicked off straight away.
Indeed. From the High Committee for the World Cup. So
yes, Micah. Agree.
The next soccer king for the time being. No, just no. Yes, moving on, sorry.
That one, yes.
Like 04 Alcoholics games.
ALCS, American League Champions Series.
I thought ALCS was that like muscle wastage disease.
That's ALS.
Yes.
Both as fun as watching baseball.
Yeah. Graham, do you remember that thing we were going to do last year? Or
I'm sorry for that joke.
I should say. Yeah, it was terrible. Even by your standards. Graham, do you remember that thing we were going to do? Like is it 9 shots, 9 burgers?
Ooh.
I kind of did with JJ on a Little League game. It was 7, and we had mini cans. And I have some cans in my fridge ready. Jay said he wants to do it again. So I haven't done the proper 9. It's 999 challenge is what it is. It's 9 beers, 9 hot dogs in a baseball game.
I'll tell you what, I will be happy to do that.
Sounds like a piece of piss.
The hardest part would be you got to watch a baseball game though, Dan.
I actually don't mind baseball. I quite like it.
I don't mind baseball. I don't mind it. I don't know anything about it, but I don't mind it.
That would be a hell of a watch along if you guys want to do 9 beers and 9 hot dogs live.
The goal will not stand.
When I go to Vegas, I found a place called Dirt Dogs that do ridiculous contraptions. They'll put like a Philly cheesesteak on a hot dog.
Oh,
a bacon wrapped Nathan's hot dog with a Philly cheesesteak on top.
That sounds phenomenal.
England on the break.
Indeed.
Bobby Charlton. Oh,
bloody hell!
Oh, that was high, wide, and not at all handsome.
Come on, lad, you got to do better than that. That was bloody awful.
Yeah.
Graham, and it's a bad miss.
Graham, I would not pay good money because I'm not sure I could pay your son good money for it, but I'd love to do a watch along, me and Dan and you and Jackson doing that. Jackson doing the kids version, obviously, but
Jackson did. It was root beer for Jackson as well, and he doesn't like hot dogs either. So it was just it was just stadium food. So we had like some nacho chips on one round. Pretzel. I can't remember what else we had. A mini burger. I think I had a slider or something for him. I don't remember what we did for the rest of them. It was fun. It was fun to do.
I did 15 pints and a pizza at the wrestling last week.
Yeah, that challenge is probably not that much for you. One of the big challenges, as somebody commented, is if you go to an actual baseball game and do that, it's the challenge that do you have enough money in your wallet? Because pint of beer can be easily $15 for a beer, and it could be $10 for a hot dog, depending on where you're going.
Ooh, good save.
When I went to the aforementioned rugby game in Scotland last year, it was £9 a can of Carling.
Yeah.
I've seen that for Budweiser in Wembley.
So, if it was $15 a beer and $10 a hot dog, that's $25. 9 innings, that could be $225. Add in tip, you're looking at $250 or just $225 if you're mad.
What's a tip? Miles Garrett has signed a contract extension with the Browns and demanded a trade the same day Kuchar was sold. So that means they need a player striker coming soon. Same owners.
Alf Garnett.
Miles Garrett.
I thought you said Alf Garnett. Sorry, I had to make myself laughing then because the door opened and I could hear my dad shouting at the football in the other room.
No, there's not even a game on right now, is there?
Yeah, Arsenal.
I think it's the no, they haven't kicked off. It's not the football, it's the rugby. England versus Italy.
Yeah, so Mike is saying his birthday's coming up as his opening day. Let's make it happen, Graham. He says.
It wasn't Dirty Franks,
we'll
it was
see.
Dirt Dogs.
This is not a good time of year to be recording additional podcasts. But...
And Connor, that's exactly why I want it. I've also found a place called Duck Donuts. I think it's a franchise.
Yeah,
out in the US.
It is.
And I just need to have the heart attack that is the sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich on a donut, topped with more bacon and maple syrup.
I may have had something similar at Disney World once in Animal Kingdom. Michael is saying Jackson provided Nickelodeon commentary of the 1966 World Cup final. If you believe our good friend Ryan, he's got a mouth on him as well, so that could be very much not Nickelodeon commentary. Tips of how the economy functions, Matthew. Yeah, I'm fully aware. Everyone knows how poor my tipping skills are.
Well, because it involves math.
Although it has got much better, to be fair. I do actually tip 20% in America now. 24-pack of beer is close to $18 at work, but I work in a high-end grocery store.
That's good for 24 beers.
I think that's good as well, because I was actually in that section yesterday at the supermarket, and yeah, you did really well to get that.
$18 is about 14 quid at the minute.
14 quid for 24 cans.
That's about right.
You can't. If it's 24 cans, even 24 bottles, that's still pretty good.
I'll take 24. I'll take 24. I'll take 24 stubbies for that.
Yeah. I remember getting stubbies. My stepdad used to get stubbies all the time back in the day. Yeah. You right, husband? Yeah.
Sorry if anybody heard that. Just cracked my elbow.
Free kick to Germany.
Oh yeah, we're watching football.
We're in the last 10 minutes of the. England could be 10 minutes away from lifting that World Cup.
For those who aren't aware, of course, I did actually at WrestleMania weekend tip 10% on my first thing I bought, which I thought was okay because it was $10.
It was. I'm glad I warned you to tip, otherwise it would have been even less than that.
Well, tipping's not a big thing here in England, of course.
No, but they pay a living wage to people who serve.
And this is my argument. If America did that, there would be less problems.
Yep. I don't know. You obviously know John Oliver from Fighting Talk, Matt. I'm not sure how big he is in England, but his show.
I know better for his show he does in America.
Yeah, so I think that was actually the theme. If it wasn't last week, it was the week before.
Yeah,
and you can be in a situation where you can actually lose money on serving somebody. So if they don't give a tip at all, you have to give. I think it said 5% of what the tip should be to people who work at the back. So if they don't tip enough, true. So you could actually end up losing money while you're working there. That's a ridiculous situation.
America is so broken in so many ways.
Of course. Yeah, it's terrible.
And I'm not saying I'm not saying Britain's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but America is just so weird.
Yeah. There's no reason. There's no reason for it. Except to try and
scrap on the break.
National healthcare.
Roger Hunter,
passed it inside. Charlton. Was that Charlton?
Great tackle in the end there by number 12.
Yep.
Knocked his hair out of place.
Wolfgang Overath.
Bless you.
What a phenomenal name. What a phenomenal name that is. Keeping that on the list of names. Wolfgang.
Ball trying to play through. Is that Jack Charlton again? Jack Charlton's been a rock this match. He's actually probably been the person that's impressed me the most while watching this game.
His passing game needs a bit of work on the ground, doesn't it?
Well, he's a defender. I think at this point in the game, when you're 1-up with 5 minutes left to try and win a World Cup, I think you're just trying to clear the ball as far as you can and not make a possible mistake. So I'm going to cut him a little slack on that pass.
Yeah, I'd want that type of defending nowadays.
When to take his legs out there.
Hit it. Oh, wow.
Hit it better.
Yeah. Jeff Hurst tried to get a second goal.
Jeff Hurst, what will he ever do? Seriously.
Connor letting us know that over Thanksgiving week, he got $100 bill as a tip. People had 3 carts full and 4 kids. They're not supposed to accept tips, but $100 is $100. Absolutely. Hey, if someone offers me a $100 bill, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
For most things, to be honest. I'm not a proud man.
Free kick to Germany. Is this
the proud Yorkshireman, Daniel?
I don't know. I think there's still about less than 5 minutes.
We're in the last 5, yeah. Well within the last 5. Connor's just gone to make some lunch. Mike are asking who's the Harry Kane of the 66 team. Well, in this game, Jeff Hurst. Yeah.
One who chokes all the time. None of them really. This team actually knew how to win tournaments.
2 minutes.
And tournaments.
2 minutes on the clock. Si mentioned it earlier, actually. But yeah, Jeff Hurst didn't even play until the knockout stages. He only got his chance because Jimmy Greaves got injured.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Good tackle.
Good tackle. That's a great tackle.
I love tackles like that. It's a lost art in today's game.
Yep.
As Daniel calls them, a blood and fender tackle.
I don't even know if it was that. It was by modern standards, but just well timed. Can England hang on?
Oh, lovely touch. Oof. I think Banks had it covered, but...
Yep, he was scrambling to his left, but yeah, just wide. Now, you wouldn't see this now either. England's ahead. Banks I won't say sprinted, but ran to put the ball on the spot and take the goal kick quickly. You would not see that either.
No, you wouldn't nowadays. No.
Oh, so how does that rule affect on goal kicks then as well, Matt? So you mentioned
not in the hands.
So you can still waste as much time as you like then, pretty much, when you take. If you're having one rule, you might as well have a second rule at the same time.
That's the one that was passed. So
yeah, it's weird not seeing the spray on the floor to tell them where to stand as well.
Well, that's only been about 9 years now.
I know that's not been that.
I was going to make the point about Banks taking the deflected. Oh, surely.
And then damn it. Germans equalised 89
guys. 89 minutes.
Who'd have seen that coming?
Saw that coming.
I believe the pronunciation is Weber. With it being a W, I believe it's Weber. Or it might be Weber, actually.
There is a Weber story to tell, but it's one that you guys wouldn't be interested in, so I won't share it on this show.
There wasn't England. You see the England flag in the middle of the German fans there? There's all those West German flags, and then there was one sign that said England. That was pretty brave.
Mike are asking me and Matt, is basketball a big sport in the UK? Feels like it's the number 2 after American football. No, not really. No. NBA gets a lot of coverage. Even going back to the 90s, when Michael Jordan was ruling the world. Full time. We were aware of the NBA, but domestically, not at all. It's just not really a thing.
So Alf Ramsey there talking to the team.
A little clip of what Sly was saying, yeah. Sly was saying, obviously earlier, of course, he actually told them all, stand up. You've won it once, win it again.
Yeah, that was what Sly said. Yeah. Three players around the center spot as well.
That is weird. That looks so strange.
Yeah, the ITV commentary team of Hugh Johns and John Brown, Graham, which is why you can't hear.
Oh,
is he frozen or just can't remember the name?
I think he's frozen again. Yeah. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Damn it! I was going on a lovely little tirade. We're heading towards 29 minutes away from that moment. So I was wondering, Dan, if we should maybe let Graham do the iconic bit of commentary when it comes to the pass.
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
it's after all, it is your project, Graham.
It's your era.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
That was kind of
this is your childhood, mate. You go
earlier. Like Graham remembers this match well.
It was Micah.
Oh, it was Micah. I knew it was one of those one of the youngsters. Oh, he fell over.
That's one thing I love about going to National League football is we still get the goal kicks for the opposite team. We still get the "whoa, you're shit."
Oh, that's a good save. That was from Alan Ball. Are we still at the same time? Did you let it keep going?
I did.
No, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Ball takes the corner in, headed away.
35 right now. 135.
Enjoy yourself, Micah. We understand what a flea market is. We know it's somewhere where you're going to go pick up secondhand stuff and get fleas.
Yes.
And happy scratching.
I resisted the urge to say Columbus Crew Stadium. So
I was going to say, you don't need to explain what afternoon is. I know what that is as well.
If I've drank enough, it's also morning.
I've been drinking since this morning.
Well, good for you, Matt.
Oh dear. I didn't drink any alcohol the last 3 weeks of good cop, bad cop either.
I haven't drank any alcohol for the last 3 minutes. I can't criticise anybody's drinking, like I said.
Bobby's
I have to say, Dan, as well, I've had a chance to say this to you personally, but thank you for the kind words about episode 330 when Callum came on. It was we had a lot of good response from that, and thank you for your support. It was lovely. It was one of our best ever episodes.
And this week we're back to a third of the number of listeners as that episode.
I did warn you that we had people wanting Callum back on. I did warn you.
We broke High Five Tom's monopoly of the most popular episodes on.
Ooh, good save.
Great save, yes.
We're number 3 right now, actually, after only 13 days. So it's
I'll be honest. I am considering boycotting until Ryan comes back.
Well, he's meant to come back this week.
Soon. It was supposed to be this week, but something came up.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. So
yep,
yeah, of course it is.
Things happen.
Yeah.
I just miss the overinflated compliments that are in no way deserved or warranted.
Overinflated. Phenomenal attempt on goal.
There was a question that Connor's asked for chain wrestling, and it's a takeoff of one that Mags has asked on various times, and one that I've asked is if you were 6 inches inside somebody and they were 6 inches inside you, which way would you move to get out of it? And it was involving me, and I just had to point out that the joke's on them. I ran out of dick 4 inches ago.
Well, the question there is who are the people in question?
I was one of them.
Okay.
Remember, I'll have to find it.
Okay,
I was inside somebody, apparently. Not the first time I've had to question that either.
That poor Cameron has got smacked in the face with that ball.
So Connor was asking Sai if Sai was 6 inches inside Mags, but I was 6 inches inside Sai, which way is Sai moving? And I said, question irrelevant, ran out of dick 2 inches before that.
Steve Sidwell over corner. Come back to Sidwell.
Sidwell. Lovely crossover.
From Ray Wilson.
Oh, Ray Wilson, was it?
Yeah, Ray Wilson. I left that, yeah.
Here comes the Germans.
Here come the Germans. But frankly,
I promised myself I wasn't going to do that. I had to get one. Good header away.
Barry Davis. Sir Barry Davis, I think he should have been called. Never quite got it.
Great big cheer there as England get given the free kick.
Indeed.
Sorry, I had to move my earphone to have a scratch. Graham there looking like he's setting up his takeaway order.
I can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves.
Hey?
I tried to unmute him, but he's muted himself, so I can't actually unmute him.
Spring rolls, compound chicken, egg foo-yo.
You'll know this reference, Dan, but Graham won't.
I'll
have two number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7.
I was boiling my kettle, so I figured out.
Oh, is that what we're calling it nowadays?
2 number 45s and a large
the thing
soda.
on my phone was sending something to you guys through our Doctor Who chat that I didn't think was appropriate for on air, but it reminded me of something that Dan just said.
Oh God! Well, that's his penis.
I thought even for the low standards that we set, that's probably not.
Yeah. No.
Oh, wow. I don't even 5 minutes ago would do that one.
I'll send it to Mags. He'll say it on Chain Wrestling. He'll say anything.
It was lovely to have you. By the way, if you're watching, Mags, I know you're not. Thank you for getting back in touch on GTB this week. We loved reading out your fan copy this week. It was lovely having you back.
Yeah.
Carter in the chat. Some personal news. My cousin got engaged in Greece this week, and she was the first person to tell me that beer will be served in some capacity as a Catholic ceremony held to the yard.
Oh, Catholic weddings take fucking forever.
Apparently, for a fucking party.
Catholics.
You call that a mixed marriage? You call that a mixed marriage?
Was it? I don't know, because there's Greek Orthodox as well, isn't there? So I don't know.
A mixed marriage is when you've got an Indian tribe on one side and there's a big dragon going down the middle for the other side. That's a mixed marriage.
Oh, number 10 skipped by the England defence way too easily.
I think Bank's got a hand to that.
Of course, Mags is a good cop, bad cop Hall of Famer. And I did get a message from High Five Tom this week. Apparently on his profile now, he has listed himself as a good cop, bad cop Hall of Famer. I haven't checked to confirm that, but I thought that was kind of funny that he did that.
I'll check that.
I mean, there's been 4 Hall of Famers. One of them's on the call right now. Graham hates the fact that he is one.
No, but did you mean Mags?
Mags is a Hall of Famer.
No, did you mean Mags has put his profile?
No, High Five Tom.
All right. I was going to say Mags doing something on Twitter.
It was a segue as we were talking about Mags as a.
Actually, no, there's 5 Hall of Famers. Actually, currently, if my maths is correct, my way it's shaky at best.
So there's 17.
I thought there was 5. I can think of 5.
The 5 are Mags, Ryan, Tom, MGB Graham, and MG Wrestling Pod.
I was going to say, I think you, I am. I didn't think I was.
What a shot at Wembley.
A phenomenal view of Wembley.
I knew Mason was. I didn't think I was.
Yeah, because you were outraged I put you in the Hall of Fame. And
oh shit, I accidentally paused my thing.
Good play, and it hits. And good control by the lady behind the goal.
Can I just get a time check quickly? Because I accidentally paused my thing.
1:43 exactly. 1, 2.
Oh, okay, I'm a fraction of a second behind. Yeah.
5 minutes left of the first period of extra time.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. I can hear snoring from my bedroom, so I'm going to wake my husband up.
He's Catholic and she's apoplectic, so apparently it was a 50-50 compromise on the ceremony.
Apoplectic?
Good turn. There's a moment. There's a moment.
Oh, it's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal.
Looking across to the Soviet linesman.
The Russian linesman is giving it.
I'm sorry. VAR.
Begging for it.
Oh, he said it's good.
It's a goal. It's a goal.
He didn't even use VAR. That's how confident.
USS VAR.
The Germans are not.
Oh, very good.
They were going across.
Well, Germans are not happy, but frankly, who cares?
Yep. That was the line from the hockey, pretty much. Where were the Germans?
Connor, I was just making a wordplay joke, mate. You got it spot on. Apostolic. You're right.
Yeah. Apoplectic means you're drunk usually. That's Matt usually.
No. Apoplectic means angry.
Same thing. There's going to be a shirt from the shops in Greece that could have been featured on a further episode of Good Bad Card, possibly this summer, depending on my schedule and Graham's availability.
I think the biggest problem right now is you were the last episode, and I haven't had any episodes since. I don't want to go back to back like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's fallen on the back burner for a little bit.
I love
Matt, what you were thinking of is paralytic.
Apoplectic with rage, yes.
Boys are supposed to be on at some point. I got to follow up with them guys again.
They were supposed to come on Good Cop Bad Cop at some point. Let alone Good Cop Bad Cop. And
Ryan with wrestling autographs as well, but took 13 months for the last one, so who knows how long this one will take. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Indeed, you got my husband on sooner than that.
To be fair, I think we mentioned, Graham, as well, very briefly about me doing one after I found those Pokemon cards.
We did. We talked about it, and then I couldn't remember what it was. And I
completely
don't know.
forgot.
Then I
Sorry.
went on hiatus, and then I kind of forgot what I said and didn't say it. But yeah,
I've got
yeah.
a
If you
couple
got
here,
you have something, then for sure.
I got a couple here actually, which I opened up just to annoy Alex once, because he said, "How can you just leave those cards lying out and open them in a sleeve?" I'm like, "Because I'm not a Pokemon card collector. I didn't piss you off."
If they were valuable, you would have done.
Oh, they're not valuable. Not
Yeah.
My team.
Challenge.
My team is not very good. Not good.
Oh,
I
Martin
that one.
Peters had it, but he lost. Oh, they let him off the hook right there.
See, the ones I found, Matt, were from I think from around 2000.
Then
they've been in a binder for about 20 years, and they're not worth a massive amount of money. But with it being the 30th anniversary of Pokemon next year, I am going to try and sell a few.
I will say, because of Graham, I started following a guy called Coop on YouTube. I started following him, and he had about 5,000 followers when I started following him. Because of Graham's show, I was following him. You didn't mention him, Graham. I just started following collectors because of listening to Good.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that name.
Yeah. He's now got 500,000.
Wow.
He's now got 500,000, and he
Ooh,
gives
what
cards
a
away
bad
at all these
clearance.
conventions he goes to.
I think I've seen that guy.
Yeah, he's really, really good. He wears a hat all the time. He's got his Cooper. He's got his Cooper squad.
I recognise the name because I have a co-worker who I call Coop as well.
He actually lives in Virginia as well.
Oh, really? I think you told me that. I think you told me that at the time, but I'd forgotten that.
I told you all about him, and then you looked him up, and he's like he's a Pokemon card. I'm not interested.
I'm not. That's
but
right.
I thought he might be a good guest to have on the show for your listeners to listen to.
I might have left it a little late if he's got 500,000 followers now.
Fine.
I'll keep an eye out in Vegas for any independent wrestling trading cards or anything like that.
Yeah,
actually, speaking of that, Graham,
it's half time in extra time. I do believe the way the camera panned out there.
They're still
going.
But the camera panned out,
way ahead of us.
Speaking of that, Graham, we've got the ICW No Holds Barred lot coming over to the UK in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Nice.
So I will keep an eye out and see if they have any trading cards on again, because the first tour they did, I picked up a set which we talked about.
Yeah.
On Good Card, Bad Card.
Nice.
They're having the first show of the weekend is on my birthday.
Perfect.
And it'll all be on IWTV.
Yep. Yeah, I see them pop up quite frequently. Well, as Matt said, I haven't been mentioning this, so I'll give him the shout out then for this. So yeah, he's
just
found
quickly, thank you, Konor.
Vegas
Bike Shop.
Yep. He's found an app a Google extension that you can use basically to change the video speed of basically anything. Seems to work on everything except for Disney. So if I want to catch a show and watch it a little bit quicker on IWTV, I'm going to say Fight TV so we don't start him laughing again. Anything like that, I can actually use now. So yeah,
time.
I'm actually going to keep IWTV a little bit longer than I intended to, because I can skip through things a lot quicker now, or intros, and just I can watch more wrestling at a better time. But yeah, so thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome, Graham.
I actually watched this weekend. I was supposed to start season 12 of Doctor Who. I was supposed to. And I saw on Netflix, it was a recommendation for Alice in Borderland. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that show.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, brilliant.
I'd never heard of it. It was just a recommendation. So I watched one. I was like, holy shit, this is way better than Squid Games. And I watched the whole first season on Friday, and then I watched the whole second season yesterday, and now I'm waiting for season 2 in September. It's really good.
I missed that one. I missed it. Did I miss this one? This is accurate.
I missed that one. I didn't see that.
You three will be first to know, and you have an open invitation to the ceremony / after party.
Thank you. It'll probably take less time than it took to get to Matt's wedding. That wasn't Matt's fault, by the way. I wasn't implying anything. It was just a long-ass drive and a long-ass wait for a taxi in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere.
It was very inconvenient. I'm going to say, I said I would struggle to get out there just because of the time when it was. But I did do some little searches. I'm like, this is the middle of nowhere. Like, I can't get by without transport. So I know I'd have to get a car. But yeah, it was a very location.
We did no searches and turned up on the day. Like, oh, fuck.
Right. So, two things there. One, yes, that's true, Dan. Secondly, you could have carpooled with Chad.
We didn't know who Chad was.
No, Graham could have
Chad
done.
was never mentioned. All right.
Graham could have carpooled with Chad, who runs the network.
I didn't know Chad was going.
Of course he was going.
Yeah, of course he's going.
Alison was going.
You'd obviously assume somebody from Wisconsin is going to fly all the way across the Atlantic.
If you guys were going to... If you actually said yes, Graham, I would have put you two in a group chat and let you sort it.
It wasn't, unfortunately, it wasn't.
I know. I put it in spring break. What more could I do to help? I couldn't do anything more than that, really.
No.
But it's okay. It's fine. It's cool.
Is that Nobby running at them? Running at the Germans? Oh, it's broke. It's broke.
Did he have his fist clenched?
It was a very tame shot in the end, though.
Sorry, I was just trying to find Las Vegas fight shop. That's why I went quiet. I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm going to win big on the roulette table.
What is that linesman doing on the pitch?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
He's holding a towel as well.
It's a hot day. It's sweaty. Oh my God! The German number 10 is Munchot, or 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
I'm hoping that you can post both pictures later because I recognize the name of that show, but I've never seen it.
Hey, Mr. Bartender, give me a drink. I want a cold, wet glass with bubbles in it.
What a show! So very early 2000s.
I'll have a pint of lager, please, and a pack of plain, please. I had too much to drink today. It's time to stop.
Got 2 bottles ago.
Oh, you got the giggle. What do you want?
That was a terrible pass. That was to nobody. They just done a good job of holding the ball for like a minute and slowing it down, and they just passed it to literally nobody.
That was Liverpool in the first half against Southampton yesterday.
You're not wrong, mate. You are not wrong.
Yeah, straight back to the keeper and pick it up. You're surprised actually that England didn't do that more in the last sort of 5 minutes of the regular game. Like when you're leading and it's for the World Cup final, I'm surprised they didn't just do that repeatedly. Keep passing to Banks.
Just sent you a message in the group chat of Munch.
All right.
Isn't he the guy from they went on to star in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh yeah.
No, you're thinking of Mackenzie Crook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar
in his own right.
Similar eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
10 minutes to go in London.
To all the people who think that the US office is better than the UK office, Mackenzie Crook is better than that piece of fact shit that the US office has, for sure.
What did you watch The Office in either, guys? A piece of fat shit.
Did you fat shame somebody?
I can do that. I'm fat when he is.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, but it's how I do it as well.
Jeez. If you don't like the actor, I'm okay with that, and he's definitely better. But it seemed
Mackenzie could get better.
It seems a little contradictory. Having what was that clip that you played right before the game started, and then you're going to call somebody a fat shit? Wow, okay.
I've had too much to drink. Clearly, there's no excuse for my actions. I will punish myself later.
On SJP World Media, we don't.
I will punish myself. It's Matt's voiceover as well.
You did mention size, so I guess you're okay.
I will punish myself later. It's okay.
Also, if anybody says to me that they think I'm fattest, I will say yes, I am the fattest. Therefore, I can say it.
I think the correct term now is circumferentially challenged. I think that's the...
Not a fucking wombat.
I'll just call it being a fat cunt.
You can say that. Oh, size already gone, so we're okay.
You can say more. You can actually say cunt more than fuck. Actually, on YouTube, you can actually are allowed to say that more.
Well, we've been going for over 2 hours. So.
It's fine.
It's amazing when Dan Griffin did the one chip challenge back at the end of last season. It got taken down because Simon made this wonderful new opening credits for us. Which had 4 different copyrighted musics in it, so it was copyright stricken. So thankfully, I saved the footage, so we could actually put the image of Dan for one chip challenge out. We had 100 people watching that one. It's got like 40
live.
Yeah. Well, it's not going anywhere.
It didn't, and that is what officially retired me from all food challenges.
And that's why, and you were sitting there, Dan. I think you normally you're sitting in your nice, comfy chair, but you went and sat where you are now. I think for your.
Yeah, I need the two screens because I actually minutes before we started recording, before we started streaming, I actually put the ad blocker on as a Chrome extension. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to mention that. I guess. I did wonder. This is going to be the lowest rated episode, right?
No, probably not.
It's not. Okay. No. Normally, you mention how many people are listening, and it's been noticeable in the absence.
We're at a solid 35, and we've been around that for pretty much the whole stream. So I'm happy with that. But I've said it a few times. If it was all about the numbers, which it's not, I'm just happy turning up and talking shit. I'm happy turning up and talking shit with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I seem to remember, Graham, from like episode 1, 2, or 3 from MGB. Mason used to ask about how many people watch, and you said, "Don't worry about that." And you're absolutely right. Don't worry about that ever.
I know.
Worry about having fun.
I'm gonna say I wanted to see this game. I didn't want to watch a whole 2-hour game all by myself. I thought it'd be way more fun watching it with you guys, and that's definitely been the case. And you can definitely expect a follow-up email if I do go ahead and do what I talked about and look at possibly the 1986 World Cup final, with it being 20 years later. And you already mentioned Diego Maradona as well.
Peters.
No, that wasn't Peters. That was Roger Hunt.
Apologies. My numbers are not in front of me at the moment. I was guessing.
I just saw the 21, and that's one of about 4 numbers.
21 was fun.
I know.
That was one we didn't know earlier, and Si knew it straight away, pretty much. Good. Yeah. Oh, that looked good. That was wide.
I hit another photographer. But good defended by Ray Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know one of the most underrated people I ever met was Ray Wilkins? Really, really underrated person he is. Lovely man. Can't remember.
Bit of women's football news. Liverpool have knocked out 14-time women's FA Cup winners at Arsenal.
Ooh.
Beaten 1-0.
Brilliant. James will never hear that one from me.
Currently, Arsenal are being held 0-0 at Manchester United as well. 25 minutes in.
Oh, that will not be the final score.
No. I wouldn't think so.
Hunt.
Ooh.
Wide.
Illusion. I knew that wasn't going in, but it looked like it was going in.
Yeah.
Accidentally muted myself there, so I just had a quick look at the stats for the Man U Arsenal game. There have been 3 shots on goal in the whole game and 1 on target in the first 26.5 minutes.
Less than 5 to play here at Wembley. England 3, West Germany 2 from 1966. This is SJP World Media and VGM doing a link up here for a special watch along. I'm not going to all stream. I feel like maybe it's a bit weighted at this point.
Well, I know we didn't have an important goal coming up, so I guess this is a good time to promote At Good Bad Sport one more time. So, there are 5 episodes looking at all the England games. I can't remember who they all are. I remember Uruguay. I remember France, and I can't remember the third group game right off the top of my head right now for some reason. I'm blanking. I know it was Argentina in the quarterfinals. It was Portugal in the semifinals. And the last episode in this... Well, actually, it's not the last episode. There's going to be an episode that then looks at all the people who were in the squad but never actually played a game for England during the 66. World Cup, and also looking at some of the changes from 66 to 70 as well. But yeah, the next episode will be coming out on Wednesday on Visionaries Global Media, and it'll be looking, I think the final players I haven't done profiles for. Jeff Hurst, obviously, I saved that for the final. That was just an obvious one. And I can't remember who the other one is off the top of my head. It might be Martin Peters, actually. I don't think I've done Martin Peters yet. And then there'll also be
the other group game, Mexico.
Might have been. Perhaps I did do him. I think I actually got my notes up here.
I found it. Yeah, Uruguay, Mexico, France. World Cup game 1, 2, and 3. No, Matt, I think you'll find that you are, in fact. Just in case you'd forgotten.
Believe me, I've not forgotten.
I am aware of the Simpsons joke.
The very good Simpsons joke, yes.
But yeah, Graham, I've just had a look at the listings on VGM. Just heard there, 3 minutes left.
Actually, perhaps I saved just one person for this. It looks like I just saved Jeff Hurst. I think that it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, to be fair. He had it made his career, let's face it. Yeah.
For the obituaries, I had to look at Beckenbauer. I wanted to know more about Beckenbauer. Like, he's just such a legendary figure, but I only really know him as a manager. So
one of the greatest to ever do it in both cases.
Yep.
Talk whatever.
And, I think I made a comment on Good Cop, Bad Cop, Matt, when we talked about it. I was like, it said that something like, guys can just sit around, throw out old names and old famous footballers or old wrestlers and just chat about them and they'll be perfectly happy. And I got a message from Dan not much later going, if you ever do an episode just like that, I'm in.
Yeah.
It is. It's just, there's something. So, yeah, I do have an idea for an episode, actually, Dan, for Good Bad Sport. I don't think it would have to be a top 5 necessarily. But sports people who are, how do I phrase this? Known for drinking beer. Like, I have a few stories straight away. There was immediately, I had several names who I could think of people who have taken a lot of drinks going into sporting events or have a reputation for, like, so one of the sad stories of this was Jimmy Greaves, like his dropping into alcoholism, not because of the 1966 World Cup, as some people claimed. It was more just because of his form started to drop later in career. I wouldn't be picking somebody like that because that's a sad story. But there are certain people who, as just they could do it. It was like I was just what they were like as people. And but I thought that might be an interesting topic for you to pick up on, possibly.
I can't remember the name now, but there's a big thing about David Boone. And he's the journey over to England for the Ashes, where he allegedly consumed 52 beers.
Yep. So I guess it's not. I guess that's the thing. It's like the top 5 stories or whatever it is relating to beer and sport. So that was going to be the proposal. I was
keep it fun.
Point, but.
Graham,
I've just remembered one
I think it's time,
the story about Jimmy White.
Oh, we're coming right now. I think you're right. Oh, the ref's just looked at his watch.
Yep. So it's time.
Oh no, he's telling him keep going.
Yep.
He's telling him to keep going.
Long
ball down the side there. Jeff Hurst got it. There's some people running on a pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. I've timed that pretty well. I've never really noticed the people on the side before. Yeah, they were way on the pitch, weren't they? They were past the goal area.
Incredible.
Takes it really, really well, actually, doesn't he?
Really good shot.
Left-footed strike as well.
Shot. That's a good way to finish a game.
Yep. To this day, the only player to score a World Cup final hat-trick and win.
Mbappe,
I don't even need to say.
Suck it, Mbappe. Suck it, Mbappe.
Mbappe. I forgot last time around. Yeah.
That was the best World Cup final ever. I think that Argentina-Netherlands game. Not Netherlands, sorry.
France game.
What was it?
France.
Yeah. Mbappe is French, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not like a working travel or anything.
And where are the Germans? Frankly, who cares?
Now, I did pick this video as well because I said to Matt afterwards, there is like 5 minutes more, I think. I could look on the clock, I guess. There's about 5 minutes more, 3 minutes more. But you do get to see the trophy being presented. So I assume we're going to see the Queen a young
Majesty?
queen as she would have been then. And I'm looking to see if I can see Nobby dancing. I am looking to see if I can see that, but
I think that was more of the
white coat who's coming on there. It looked like he had a nice scream scoop as well in his hand. Some sort of military gods. The cameras are obviously very interesting from that period as well.
Yeah,
look a lot different from what you'd see now as well.
I'd like that you know, Graham, by the way.
Given
players, he's got a couple of balls in a sack there. Somebody had a couple of balls in a sack there.
Yeah,
I thought somebody was wearing a big pair of fake tits.
It did look weird. It did look very weird, that's for sure. So I guess Nobby dances after they've got the cup, right?
Yeah, famously becoming that. There is married to the Queen.
Oh, sorry.
Young Queen and Prince Philip on the right.
Do not insult Her Majesty.
I thought it was interesting that Prince Philip did not get to sit next to the Queen in this match. Because I saw that on the FIFA documentary. I thought that was strange. There's the Jules Rimet trophy.
Yeah, not the one we hold today, obviously.
That's when he holds up then, after he'd been done the whole of the aisle.
Yep. And retired in 1970 because Brazil won it 3 times. That was the original rule that Jules Rimet decided. Once you won it 3 times, you got to keep it.
That was the rule in general for trophies right up until the 2005 Champions League final, of course.
Jack Charlton nearly slipped there.
That's one of the things I love hearing about from one of the Liverpool tour guides. If Man United fans want to see the trophy they won in their treble year, the Champions League, they got to go to Liverpool's museum because that's where it fucking is. They ain't got it.
A lot of police there right now. Of course, everybody wants to get their
helmet. Everyone's got their helmets on, yeah.
Helmets.
Oh, behave, Daniel.
I thought it. I was trying to think if I could phrase it nicely. We got a replay there.
We've had a goal. I don't think we're going to see Nobby dancing, Graham.
No, we're not. We're seeing Bobby Moore.
We might do. We might do. We think they're showing the ending credits.
Oh, they're drinking beer from the.
I would.
We had to get a beer reference in at some point. There you go.
There you go. There you go. God, the teeth on Nobby Styles. My word. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Graham. If we do want to go down those sportsman drinking stories, I have got an absolute perler that I heard about Jimmy White, the snooker player.
Oh, yeah.
I got some great
things like darts and snooker. Has some really good ones. Yeah.
At the risk of getting an eye roll here, I've got some crackers about F1 drivers as well.
I tell you what, drunk F1 would be a hell of a spectacle.
Well, if you believe the stories, James Hunt a couple of times.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I can imagine it.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
But Jimmy White.
I am just surprised though. I threw out an idea to you because first time I came up with one, I would just throw out a casual idea, and then a day later you're like, "You ready to record?" I was like, "I was just throwing it as an idea. I didn't know even you were into it." This time I threw you a second idea, and crickets. It's like Micah Pellegrini trying to set up a January edition of VGM Conspiracy.
Okay, first of all, excellent callback for that one for him. Secondly, what was the idea? Because I may have missed it. It's been a bit of a time recently.
I don't even remember now. I'll have to go look in my notes.
Why are you bitching about it then?
It's been weeks ago.
Tell us more about
Good Bad Sport. Responded at least. I'm like, I hope I didn't do some research for no reasons at all.
Tell us more about Good Bad Sport, Graham, as we finish things up here.
Oh, just go at Good Bad Sport on Twitter. That's probably the easiest way. Or subscribe to Visionaries Global Media, and then the podcast will drop in your mailbox or whatever that thing is called on a weekly basis. And you also get Good Cop, Bad Cop with Matt that way as well.
Excellent. Always a good time. Mr. Griffin.
Bang. Nearly. Shit. There.
Yay! So close. So close, yeah.
To getting that right. At Dan Griffin 21 on Twitter, talking about loads of random bollocks at any given time. And if you want to hear more of me talking about stuff at UTT Podcast, Unbooking the Territory, and a shitload of side projects. There's 2 seasons of the main lineup of the main series, 3 side projects, everything from Tank Abbott to the Being the Elite title to Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks World of Sport era. Go check that out. And on this very network, SJP World Media, the Doctor Who pod, myself and Cy Powell doing one episode or serial per Doctor, per series, seeing what lands for me with the classic stuff as a new Who fan, and the reverse for Cy.
Absolutely. Both myself and Graham have been guests on that podcast, and it is a cracker of a show, Dan. You should be extremely proud of yourself. It's a great, great show.
We love doing it, thank you.
Find me, obviously, at Matt Attack UK. There. Yeah, obviously. The show at Volley Show, and the network at SJP World Media. Thank you again to Cy for putting us on the air, even though I get drunk every time I'm on. And thank you as well, of course, to the legend that is KPB for the amazing graphics he does for us and for Chain Wrestling, which is back here on Tuesday with his Lordship Mags and with the boss, Cy Powell. Graham, again, a pleasure as always. Even if you take the piss at me every single time you come on the show or any show we do together, I love you dearly. Only your best friend or your worst enemy would do that. I'm not sure which one you are. And Dan, as always, a pleasure, sir. So, yeah, that was the 1966 World Cup final. I've always wanted to say this. They think it's all over. It is now.